time, 68 yards. That was rushing. Passing-wise, 9 of 18 for 132 yards and 2 TDs. He took over the reins with about 2 games left last season and is the starting quarterback this season.
McFadden drops and will flip it out to the right side in motion, or in forward motion, if you will, the catch, and gains up some positive yards, and that'll get him now to a 3rd and manageable, about 3rd and 6.
We have a couple keys to the game. For Muskegon, they need to improve their running game. Muskegon was held to only 71 yards last week. They also need to slow down the ONU running game. Polar Bears rushed for 189 yards, so they can't allow that today.
Well, the defense is on the test first. Is Muskingum. They will have a chance here on 3rd down to get their offense on the field. They're going to do that. They're going to force a 3 and out. That good defense will force a Polar Bear punt, and a rough start for the orange and black. They will be forced into a punting situation.
And for Ohio Northern, one key for them is to protect the football. Obviously, it's going to be wet. It's not raining right now, but it's very wet out there on the field. They can't afford any turnovers. Pass defense is another key for ONU. Muskegon threw for 237 yards last week. They need to control their passing game.
Well, thank you to Stites Grocery and Catering for sponsoring our keys to today's game, as punting it away is Jarrett Patton for the Polar Bears, and fair catching it about the 37 is where the Muskingum Muskies will take over on their first series of offense.
Yeah, last week Jarrett Patton had 6 punts and averaged 38.3 yards a punt. He's a 6'2", 170-pound sophomore from Washington Courthouse.
And I said that wrong, Ron. Punting it away was Sean Devani.
I'm sorry.
I had it wrong. My fault.
I had a.
Yep.
I went on your key.
I
there.
know. You should not
Sean
always do
Devani.
that. That was Devani, the punter for the Ohio Northern. Now the Muskingum Muskies take over. They will look to pass first. A lot of time. And simply will leave that to where no one can catch it, and he'll reload for a 2nd and 10.
Yeah, let's get Devaney his dues. He had 4 punts, averaged 31.5 yards a punt. His longest one last week was 43 yards. He's a 5'10", 165-pound senior from Cuyahoga Falls. So
it's one of those guys you hope you don't have to say his name a lot for the Ohio Northern, but when you do, you hope he can produce and change field position for the Polar Bears. Had a nice punt, got the ball down to the 36, and now 2nd and 10 for the Muskies. Another pass play here, some pressure this time, and that's back-to-back kind of dumps, if you will, that bring up 3rd and 10.
Good coverage there by the Polar Bears and a nice rush. Didn't have time to survey the field and threw it out of bounds.
We talk about Muskingum's defense, the Polar Bears, about half their starters back from last year's team, and they have a chance here really to make a statement and force an incomplete pass and get the ball back to the offense. And Muskingum would only have this ball for about a minute. It seems like game time, as they've had 2 incomplete passes to start their drive, and they'll go again out of shotgun.
There's a sack.
Number 56 for the Polar Bears, Kyle Yoho, a sophomore out of Heath High School. Good pressure, and Yoho with the sack and a good defensive start for the Polar Bears. Actually a loss of about 7, so it's going to bring up 4th and long.
Now we're going to have Jarrett Patton punting.
We knew it was coming up, and
Yep.
as you see the pressure here, good job. After the first play where Muskingum had a lot of time, the next 2 Ohio Northern was in with pressure. Returning it for the Polar Bears. Up across the 35 to near the 40 will be Caleb Saalfeld, wide receiver. His normal position is 5'10" senior, and this will bring up now the 2nd drive, if you will, for the Polar Bears. They'll look to improve upon that whole first drive. Ron did not start off well with the kickoff that went between her legs, and luckily they recovered it in the end zone for a touchback, and then just really nothing, negative yards on the first opportunity. Got some positive yards after the next, but a quick 3 and out for them, and they'll look to get back to rhythm here on offense.
Good job by the Polar Bear defense to get the ball back, get that first possession behind them.
Chad Rex catches it and kind of creates that on his own, gains about 7 yards. And Chad Rex, a nice receiver, senior season, so he's looking to have a big season here, his last as a Polar Bear.
Yeah, Rex is a 5'11", 185-pound senior from Bradenton, Florida. Had an excellent year last year and the year before that.
Second down, 5. Rex again to the other side. Again, forced to create on his own and really struggles to get back to the line of scrimmage. One of the defenders in for the Muskingum Muskies was Tim Ousley, number 33, on the stop.
Now Rex, he has the ability to get the ball out in space and then make a move and create a big play.
Also number 1, Trocon Kino on the stop. And there's a penalty, the first penalty of the game, false start against the Polar Bears. So Ron, now it was a third and nice distance, becomes third and long.
Right, that's something they want to avoid if at all possible. It puts them into a passing situation. We may see a screen pass here, possibly a little swing pass to slow the rush down.
You mentioned 3rd and 10. They don't like to see that. I don't know many teams really like to see a 3rd and 10. Their offenses just aren't that good compared to the strong defenses to be able to get 3rd and 10 accomplished every time. Good protection. They're going to make me a liar here as the catch, the first down pass and run by Brendan Hadley, and a critical first down on 3rd and long for the Polar Bears.
He's another player from Bradenton, Florida, a 6'3" senior.
So that will move the chains, a new set of downs. A nice run around the left side, room for...
He's got the corner, he could be gone.
Number 4 inside the 4 before he's knocked out.
A nice job of blocking there by the Polar Bear left side of their line.
A.J. Marks. 31-yard run down inside the 4 to the 2-yard line. Ron mentioned a nice block, and that allowed A.J. Marks.
And he did a good job setting up the block, too. He kind of looked inside and then made it to the outside.
So the Polar Bears inside the red zone, a chance to put points on the board here early, and the handoff to number 10 is Brock Martin, the freshman running back Ron talked about earlier that led the Polar Bears last week.
Yeah, 5'11", 185-pound freshman from Attica.
So the game's first score, a 2-yard rushing touchdown with 9:45 to go, and simply give it to Martin and let him run ahead the line, able to get a good push. They only needed 6 feet, and they got just that.
Yeah. Again, you got to give the defense a lot of credit getting that ball back quickly to the offense. Put that first series behind them.
Chase Watson, number 97. For the extra point. And the kick is good.
And that's his 5th extra point of the season.
So a good start after a good drive, I should say, after a sluggish first attempt. Polar Bears lead 7-0. We'll take a short break. When we come back, we'll have more OAC football here on NKTelco Sports.
You know Stites Grocery as a discount grocery store for over 30 years. You know us for our great variety of food at very reasonable prices and our high-quality meat department where you can get our deli and meats at low prices. But did you know we've been catering for over 10 years? We specialize in wedding receptions and other events. We can customize your party with a variety of options. Stites Grocery and Catering in Lima. Stop in, call us, or check out our Facebook page for our daily deals.
At That Place for Pets, we offer classes for puppies to seniors, puppy kindergarten, family dog, advanced or top dog, and agility classes. If you're looking for a place for your dog to play, we offer doggy daycare. Let them play in a monitored, temperature-controlled area. Doggy daycare is available Monday through Friday, 6:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Screening is required. At That Place for Pets, our groomers are ready to help your pet look their best. Call today for your appointment. That Place for Pets, for playing, training, and grooming, where every dog can be a top dog.
Kickoff here to the Muskingum Muskies. Nice stop, nice defensive play by The Polar Bears stopping Millie Johnson-King on the return. And those are not, I hate to use, those are just doors slamming in the background here. So apologize for that noise, but a good drive by the Polar Bear offense, Ron. Good job on the special teams. You know, the three phases, offense, defense, and special teams. And that time the special teams allowed no gain basically, and they will start inside the 20 to 19.
Right, the special teams and now the defense got to keep that momentum going for the Polar Bears. They could use a 3-and-out here.
Well, they did just that and really forced a couple quick incomplete passes and then a sack. So really little game time for the Muskies. And there's a attempt down across 50. Good defense. So back there was Luke Perkins, number 15 defensive back. And the pass was intended for number 83, Amin Shiad.
Muskingum, after looking at the stats from last week, it looks like they like to throw the ball and probably set up their running game through the pass.
And so far, it's been 4 snaps, and all 4 have been passing attempts. So 2nd and 10. 9:35 to go here in the first quarter. There's the first running opportunity, and they will move it ahead for 4 or 5. So run up the middle was for 4 yards. Warren Wilson, I believe, the running back, is Hasselou in there for the Polar Bears. One of several as will be now a 3rd and 6 as we approach the 9-minute mark. And boy, like you said, if the defense can get a good stop here and get the ball back to an offense that had a nice drive and score early, would help that help the defense out then as well for the Polar Bears.
See if they can get a good rush.
There was a false start. Somebody stood up too early on the offensive line.
So that's going to make it 3rd and 11.
Mentioned last year's game, a low-scoring affair, 7-6, won by Ohio Northern, and Ohio Northern fumbled late in the game going in for a score. Muskingum drove down the field, attempted a field goal with just 22 seconds left and missed it. So Ohio Northern escaped, if you will, a 7-6 game last year. Muskingum, a pretty good defensive team as the score from last year would indicate, so it'd be nice to get some points on the board early. But still capable on offense are the Muskies of scoring as well. So a lot of ball game left here, and this brings up 3rd and 11. And that pass off the hand. So again, a very quick series of offense. So the defense for the Polar Bears get the job done. They get to come off and rest again. The offense will prepare to go out and go back to work.
Yeah, that time it was a nice swarming defense. Even if he caught the ball, there was no blockers out in front of him, and there were at least 5, maybe 6 Polar Bears waiting for him to catch it.
Caleb Sawfeld, number 81, will wait for the kick from about his own 45-yard line. Jarrett Patton will punt away his second one. There's some pressure in there by Chase Rose. It's fair caught by Sawfeld, and the Polar Bears with good field position will start the 3rd drive of the game.
So they get it on their own 45. The last possession started, I think, on the 40.
Polar Bears are led by head coach Dean Paul. This is his 15th season at Ohio Northern. Overall record of 97 wins and 48 losses. And you mentioned Dean Paul in the 15 years as pass down the field, tipped away, or else Rex is going for 6. Nice defensive play by number 27 or 22.
I think it's 27.
Brian Brown, number 27. If he doesn't touch that, Chad Rex is going for 6. But I mentioned for the Polar Bears, Dean Paul's 15th season. On the other side of the field, the Muskies, they're led by first-year head coach Eric Yater. And, you know, he had a win last week, but just his first full season, or his first season at Muskingum. His team, again, second game of the season, both on the road, so they have a rough start to the season. They're fortunate to win that game in Pennsylvania last week against Waynesville. Your defense here doing a nice job getting a loss on a play of 2 yards.
Yeah, that time there was no place to go for Martin, and they threw him down for a 2-yard loss. Now we got 2 wide receivers out both ends, to the left and to the right.
McFadden, open receiver. Saalfeld with the catch. That's a first down. Well, he was down, so the ball will stay with the Polar Bears at the 35. So they move it from the 43 to the 35. More importantly, first down.
Yeah, that time McFadden had enough time. He just waited for Saalfeld to come open, and he did over the middle, and he hit him with a strike.
He had time, and Saalfeld was open.
Yeah.
Usually, if you have time, the receivers aren't open. But take another look at McFadden, plenty of time, and right in the seam, the gap, whatever you want to call it, Saalfeld able to make the nice catch. Brock Martin nowhere to go on that 2.
So the
Brandon Schoen.
Muskies are doing a nice job against the run.
It's the pass they
It's
failed
the
on.
passing game that is working for Northern.
Well, A.J. Marks did have a nice run of about, it was a 31 to get him down to the 2-yard line, but other than that, they've held the running game in check, and it's been 2 big passing plays on 3rd and longs that the Polar Bears have been able to convert. A lot of time again, and another first down on 2nd down and 10, and that is Rex again. He's had a healthy workload so far for Chad Rex.
That's who they look for when they need yardage in the pass.
Ron mentioned earlier he's a senior. He's had some very solid past couple seasons. So number 3, Anthony McFadden will wait the snap from Will Rank in the center. McFadden again, time, looks downfield, ball knocked away. Good defensive play by number 19, Chase Longhauser. So
Yeah, as the safety saw that play coming, he broke on the ball and got there just in time to knock it away.
first week of the OAC season. Both teams were victorious last week in their non-conference debut, and with the win, Ohio Northern actually received a few votes in the Division III rankings, so it's encouraging to see the Polar Bears getting some recognition. They got some work to do here. McFadden in trouble, and maybe a late hit, and it will be.
Yeah.
Yep, just not a good decision by Ethan Hall. The quarterback was basically defenseless and just came in with a late blow, so the sack will be eliminated. That's going to be a personal foul.
He was about ready to roll out to the right, and if he would have got through that tackle, he had some open area on the right side there.
Take a look at it here. Is tough break for the Muskingum Muskies. McFadden in the grasp there and down on the
Right there.
Yeah, it's tough. I know it's bang bang, but you got to anticipate you're going to get flagged for anything that looks violent, and he was on his back.
Yeah, he could have avoided that hit.
Yeah. So the break for the Polar Bears. Yes, we will see here now on 1st and 10 what Polar Bears do. There's a whistle on the field. We'll see what that is all about. So the personal foul you would think would have given them the automatic first down.
I think it could be like a sideline warning, maybe.
I'm sure the flag was not favorable for everybody in Bill Robinson, or on Bill Robinson Field. The Muskies probably feel like it was a good, clean play as they wind the clock. The 25-second clock begins. Polar Bear offense ready to go. And with room, number 10, Brock Martin inside the 5, down to the 2. So good explosive run there for Brock Martin.
Yeah, nice job of blocking and a nice job by Martin following his blockers. He had 2 guys right out in front of him, and he didn't overrun him. He stayed right behind him, waited for the block, and then hit the hole.
Good shot there of the student section. You notice a number of umbrellas out today as it's been a steady kind of a drizzle here for most of the game time, if you will. And in for, nope, down to the goal line. It's close.
Now it is.
Brock Martin will get the 2-yard touchdown run. So at the 4:43 mark, the Polar Bears go up 13-0. Take another look at it here, and Ron, watch Martin again just kind of go forward.
Yeah, that time he aimed He saw the defender there, 66, right in front of him, so he stayed low, kept his pads low, found the end zone.
Chase Watson, number 97, out of Elida High School. So his school colors didn't change. He went from orange and black to orange and black.
He could have brought his high school uniform, couldn't he?
Good point, Ron. And that will give the Polar Bears an early 2-touchdown lead, 14-0. We'll take a break and come back with more Ohio Northern football here on NKTelco Sports.
Whatever Cards and Games in Ada is your locally owned, family-friendly business for all your gaming needs. We carry a wide range of collectible card games, board games, family games, role-playing games, educational games for all ages, and more. Stop in today for your much-needed expansion packs and war miniatures. We are an official tournament store for Yu-Gi-Oh!, Magic the Gathering, and Card Fight Vanguard. Expect an enjoyable time at Whatever Cards and Games, where there's fun for everyone.
55-yard scoring drive, the second scoring drive of the game for the Polar Bears. And Ron, after a bad first series, the Polar Bears offense and especially their defense has been very good.
Yeah, they got it going. The first touchdown drive basically on the ground. This time, the passing game really helped them. Chad, Rex, Selfeld both contributed to the second scoring drive.
Left foot kick by Dom DeFalco is fielded by the Muskies. This time they do get a bit of a break, a hold. There's a penalty marker down, so although it was a good return, we'll see if there was an illegal block that may bring this back, and it appears to be a push in the back or illegal hand, so it'll negate a good return by the Muskies.
So the Muskies so far have not gotten a first down. Ohio Northern with 6 first downs. And they have 1 yard rush from the Muskies, 53 yards for Ohio Northern so far.
The block in the back will push them back. So as you mentioned, no first downs have been too quick. 3 and outs. The time of possession, if it's on there, has got to be totally dominated here by the Polar Bears.
Yeah, 7.5 minutes for the Polar Bears, 2.5 for Muskingum. And they rely on the passing game. They haven't completed a pass yet either here in the first quarter.
Well, there was a nice return by Millie Johnson-King. In that return was the block in the back, so that'll bring it back to the 14-yard line. And Wilson, the ball carrier, nowhere to go.
So they're looking at 2nd and long once again. But both teams have done a good job hanging on to the football. It's got to be wet. And I thought maybe that would be a factor, and it very well could be later in the game.
So again, now a long down and distance, 2nd and 10 for the Muskies. Hand off again up the middle, just nothing.
2 straight runs.
A short gain of maybe 1 yard as Cameron Neer, number 3, the running back. So 3rd and 9, 3rd and 8 from the 15. Polar Bear defense playing with a lot of confidence right now. They've been very good in the first 2 trips, first 2 times they've been on the field.
3 down linemen now, the 3-man rush.
Brody Hahn, number 10, the quarterback. Middle of the field, nice catch. The first down of the game goes to Granger Long, a tight end. Some space there down to maybe the seam, right down the middle of the field.
Yeah, you'll see him. He gets rid of the ball quickly, right over the middle, right between 3.
Yeah, a lot of black shirts around it, but a good opening for him. So an important first down for the Muskingum Muskies. Want to thank Klein's Napa Auto Center. Service and repair at a price that's fair for these replays that you're watching here from Ada, Ohio on a rainy Saturday afternoon. Polar Bears on top 14-0, and following their first down, Cameron Neer with a good first down run. That's their
brought up with a nice run there, pick up of about 7 yards.
2nd and 3 from the Muskingum 40-yard line. Hahn pitches out. Good decision as Neer has some room around the left side. First down, yardage, and he gets near the 50-yard line. So the Muskingum offense finally, if you will, has come alive here on this drive. And remember, they had a nice kickoff return, but it was negated by a penalty, so they've moved it from the 14 almost to the 50-yard line here in this drive. So they've a couple first downs, beginning to get a little bit of offense, or a little bit of rhythm on offense. Quick handoff again to Cameron Neer. He will muscle just to the midfield stripe. The orange line on the field here is the 50-yard line.
So once again, 2nd and long, 2nd and 9 for the Fighting Muskies.
So Hahn will wait for the signal to come in. His center is Iggy Harvath, number 54, who centers the Muskingum offense. Anchored beside him are number 70, Tyler Engel, and number 60, Adam Wider. The guards. As Hahn will drop back. Time. He runs a lot of room. He'll get first down yardage and then some and go out of bounds inside the 40 near the 36.
That time the receivers just went deep, created a lot of space between the line and the defenders, and Hahn just took advantage of that, took it right up the middle and then cut to the left, wide open space.
Yeah, nice run for Hahn, never got touched. He's able to scamper for another Muskingum first down. So the Muskies have found something here on this drive they were not able to do in their first couple drives. As
They've had 2 2nd and longs and got out of both of them.
As we wind down here to the first quarter, that was a nice run again. I think it was by number 11. Or, sorry, number 4, Jordan Garrett. Well, they have him listed as a quarterback, so Jordan Garrett, a freshman quarterback that time, took the snap, I thought, directly, and he did, as that will be the last play of the first quarter. But a good first quarter for the Polar Bears. They lead 14-0. Muskingum on the march. We'll come back here with more second quarter football here on NKTelco Sports.
In business since 1986, Klein's Auto Parts and Repair Center has been the go-to place for auto repairs. Our store is well stocked with the best Napa parts. Our Napa Auto Repair Center is a full-service garage located right next door. Check out these specials. With locations in Ada and Kenton, you are never far from quality auto parts.
Welcome back to Ohio Northern, Ada, Ohio, where the Polar Bears defense now has a test on their hands here as the Muskingum Muskies have put together a nice drive, and they're inside Polar Bear territory, and another first down inside the 25.
Right, they're moving the ball now. They're mixing it up, getting a few pass plays, but they're moving the ball on the ground once in a while from the quarterback scrambling. That time they pick it up on the ground. They pick up the first down. So it's going to be 1st and 10 on the 24.
Impressive drive here, Ron, after nothing to speak of, if you will, the first couple drives.
Yeah, it looks like the offensive line is doing a lot better job pass protecting and also run blocking.
They've also run more, as there's a fake to the left. They go back to the right, and it's not Julio Jones, but it is Granger Long, number 11, with a nice play-action fake. They really got a defense just a one step to the right, and then that was enough to get Granger Long room on the right side to make a nice catch and a gain of 7.
Yeah, nice set play there. got the defense going left, and boom, wide open.
He was
number 11.
A lot of things going on. The short pitch, the fake handoff, and then the throw to long. So inside the 20 now is Muskingum. The Polar Bears 17-yard line. And that is a run up the middle.
Yeah, not much there, but put his head down. I think he got enough for the first down, the way it looks. Yep, they're
Gain
moving the
of
chains.
4. Yep, that'll be just enough. It brings up now not quite first and goal. Got to put the ball on the 13-yard line. The field shrinks now, so the defense has less to cover. The offense, maybe it's a little bit more, difficult, if you will, trying to get that final 13 yards. But boy, Muskingum needs a score here after they have done nothing in the first quarter, have come alive near the end of the first, and looking to score here. The same end zone, if you will, the Polar Bears were successful in twice in the first quarter. Inside the 10.
That time Hahn did a nice job avoiding the rush. Picked up a couple yards.
Got a little bit. He's down inside the 10 now to the 9. 2nd and 6. Polar Bear defense. Nose tackle. Number 94, Carlos Bunton, in there, as well as defensive end Jared Sitton and also Justin Croswell. They will have to protect the middle and slow down this Muskie offense. As the rain continues to fall. Time, pass to the left corner, open. Nearly one-handed catch.
Didn't get it in time. Ran out of room.
Granger long.
Boy, he had him open, too. He had 4 or 5 steps on the defender.
Terry Geiger, number 14 this time. Yes, he had, it looked like he even opened up some space, just not enough room, couldn't haul in the one-handed catch. 3rd down and 7. 3rd and 6.
Got 2 receivers out wide left.
Hahn with the snap. Being pressured a bit out of the pocket. Diagonally across the field, back of the end zone. It looks like a touchdown for number 14.
Yep.
Terry Geiger. So Hahn bought himself some more time through a difficult pass. Sometimes a no-no pass when you go across your body diagonally, but he had enough strength and found a crease. And take another look at it here.
And he kept it low. Nobody could get it but the receiver. Nice catch.
Geiger sliding to make the catch. You mentioned only place he was the only one that was going to get it, and a much-needed score for the Muskies. And that makes it now 14-6 as the officials. Was there a penalty, Ron, and I missed it?
I did not see a flag. Oh, there is one down there on about the 1-yard line. They're waving it off, whatever it was. Possibly
ineligible downfield, possibly. And they see
yeah, that could be it.
But then they said no, it wasn't. Hard telling,
Yeah.
but
Well, yeah, it's hard to tell. Maybe the guy thought he saw a lineman down.
And verified it was the correct number that's allowed. Certain numbers are allowed to be down so many yards past line of scrimmage, and whatever the case, the touchdown stands. The extra point now, number 97. Ross Barnett, his kick is good. So that cuts the lead in half, 14-7, 12:38 to go. We'll take a break, come back with more football here on NKTelco Sports.
Nareda Lanes in Ada offers men's league bowls on Mondays and Wednesday evenings, women's league bowls on Thursday evenings, couples bowls on Friday evenings, kids bowl on Saturday mornings from December through March, Scotch mixed double bowls on the last Saturday of every month, open bowling on Saturday evening, Saturday afternoon reserve the bowling alley for children's birthday parties, and on Sunday, lanes are available to reserve for birthdays of any age as well as for group events. Check out NaredaLanes.com for more info.
Welcome back here as the Muskingum Muskies have cut the lead in half. As we get ready here for the Polar Bears to receive it. In the meantime, we'll let Ron go through some of our sponsors for today's game.
Allen Knott Honda, Toyota. A better experience and a better price only at Allen Knott. Crofts Car Center, the right choice. El Campo Mexican Restaurant for the best Mexican food. Murata Lanes, where you're always welcome. Viva Maria Italian Restaurant, authentic Italian. Don't forget the cannolis. Western Sizzlin' Steakhouse, home of the flame kissed steak. NKTelco, whatever cards and games, that's where the fun is for everyone. NKT.TV.
Kickoff is fielded by, boy, a hard hit by number 9. He's down there to knock Softfield down, and that was, number 9 is not on our roster. I'm sure it was at number 8. We'll take another look at it here. As I'm sure it was number 9 came in there at an angle and just smoked Sawfeld. Caleb there with the ball and just coming from the blind side or the left side, and can't quite see the number yet. Good play by the Muskies, and now their defense can make a statement here. Try to get the Polar Bears offense a 3 and out and get the ball back to their offense. Had a very nice drive starting from their own 14 all the way down the field for a touchdown.
There's a quarterback draw.
Boy, made a lot out of nothing, and it's a foot race, and about 4 Muskies collide on him at one time, but not until Anthony McFadden, using his legs, a 39-yard run.
That play developed very nicely. McFadden on a quarterback run, on a quarterback draw right up the middle. Nice hole there by the offensive line. Then he turns on the sprint speed.
Well, they go right back to the line of scrimmage. McFadden's pass deflected, and it will fall to the ground. And a couple players there, I believe it was, I think Brock Martin was the intended receiver, but falls to the ground. They'll stop the clock with 12:06 left.
Muskingum now has 6 first downs. A little bit ago we talked about them not having any first downs, no completions. Now they have 6 first downs.
That possibly all came in the last drive.
Yes, it did. And 3 completions all coming in that drive.
Brock Martin gained a couple and then was stood up and pushed back. So 3rd down now and 8. So after the big run by number 3, Anthony McFadden, it's going to be a tough down and distance. Although back in the first quarter, Ron, twice I think Ohio Northern had 3rd and 10, maybe even 3rd and 14. It was 3rd and long, and they completed both of them with passes. So we'll see if they can do the same again here to try to keep that offense on the field.
Yeah, look for possibly Chad Rex to be involved in this.
Pressure is McFadden. He rolls across his body. He's going to have to run for it.
He's going to get it.
Boy, it's going to be close. His knee went down. See what kind of mark he gets.
I think he got
it. Looks favorable. So I thought maybe his knee hit and then he fell forward, but the referees moved the chain, so they got just what they needed. Take a look at it here. Anytime you start rolling that way, Ron, it's tough to make the pass.
Oh, yeah. You got to keep your shoulders square, get rid of the ball.
McFadden got what he needed. Enough said, move the chains. A new set of downs here as the Polar Bears try to answer Muskingum's touchdown. Quick whistle here as we're going to have
we got a flag
across the field.
False start.
Full start. Number 2 of the offense. 5-yard
So that would
penalty.
make it now 1st and
Still
15.
first down.
Mentioned again, Dean Paul in his 15th season at Ohio Northern with a record of 97-48. All time, Coach Paul is the winningest coach in ONU football history. And overall, he's been involved with football for 18 seasons. And overall, he's 12-2 against Muskingum. So he's won his share, if you will, against Muskingum. Won last year's contest again 7-6. 7-6, and that play for Martin, nowhere to go. He'll lose a couple.
Well, they were on the move, and now penalties are moving them back, and
it's
going to be a tough road to hoe right now.
A loss of probably another 2 there. So after the first down, they've gone back 7 yards.
2nd and 17.
Nice tackle for a loss by number 33, Tim Osley.
So you would think they probably will put this in the air.
Clock running as we near the 10-minute mark until halftime. McFadden needs a bunch, looking for a bunch. Open,
He's open.
Saalfeld wide open. Touchdown, Polar Bears.
Boy, there was
39
a mix-up.
yards.
Yeah, there was a mix-up in the defense that time. You're not supposed to be that wide open.
Nicely thrown ball right on the money, and
There was a receiver on the inside of him, and the defender took the inside guy.
he's somewhere there's
Yeah.
just
Maybe a stop and go there, I don't know, but he had that guy beat by 10 yards.
so again a big third down conversion. Polar Bears have had a couple of those today, and that one pays off for them for the touchdown. Chase Watson to make it 21-7. Good snap, good hold, and the kick is good. The Polar Bears on top by 14 with 9:55 to go here in the second quarter. We'll take a break and come back with more football here on NKTelco Sports.
NKTelco, a small-town company with a big focus on customer service. We build business the old-fashioned way.
Trust us to be your internet provider.
Trust us to help you find the right cable package for your viewing needs.
Trust us to answer your questions any time of the day.
Trust NKTelco to be on call. Deliver and make sure your service is tailored to meet your needs.
We serve commercial and residential customers to meet their communication needs. Trust us at NKTelco.
79-yard touchdown drive for the Polar Bears. They answer Muskingum's first touchdown in the last drive, so they go back up on top run by 14. How would you describe that drive? A little bit of everything, good, bad, and the ugly, and it comes out with a beautiful touchdown pass and catch.
Yeah, they started out very smooth, moving the ball down the field, and then all of a sudden the penalty and the sack, and you got second, and I think it was 18, and boom, throw the bomb and get a touchdown out of it. They're very balanced right now. It's 98 yards on the ground, 97 yards through the air.
Short kickoff, fielded at the 20, and up near the 30, won't quite get there, and that's where the Muskingum offense will take over. That time, the up man, somewhat, number 89, Patrick Eanes from Grove City.
And the time of possession has really switched around a little bit. 10.5 minutes for Ohio Northern, 9.5 minutes for Muskingum.
So the scoring drive for Muskingum really
and it was all in that one drive.
helped pad their stats a little bit. Before then, it was a lot to very little. So they were going to be tasked again as the Muskingum offense as they finally put together a nice drive, but their defense could not get the Polar Bear offense off the field. So again, a 2-touchdown deficit faces the Muskingum offense. Coach Eric Yater, in his first season, his team was dug a hole.
Both teams are doing a fantastic job. Once they get into the red zone, Ohio Northern 2 of 2 from the red zone, and Muskingum 1 for 1. So the key right now, get into the red zone.
Jordan Garrett, number 4, was the last rush for Muskingum and had picked up 6 yards, so very nice 2nd and 4. Brody Hahn hands off. And in for a first down across the 40, number 22, Warren Wilson. So the 6-yard run for Wilson, a first down for the Muskies.
The rushing game has picked up also. They started doing that in the touchdown drive.
Yeah, because the first 2 series they had, it was a lot of passing, and they got nothing out of it. So they went to the next option, and the running game has paid off for them. Wilson again.
So Polar Bears put them in 2nd and long once again, be 2nd and 10.
Much better job by the Ohio Northern defense. As you take a look at them again, I'll try to go through some of the guys here. Jarrett Sitton, Carlos Bunton, Justin Croswell, Kyle Rowe, LaDondrick Chapman, Mark Niles, David Hasselou, Jamar Hines, Greg Dennis, Andrew Valenti, and Nate Dean, the defensive unit for the Polar Bears. Hahn in the middle, off, I should say, through the hands of an open receiver, Terry Geiger. And you wonder there if the wetness you talk about, the ball a little high, but right through an outreach hands of Yeager.
Yeah, the receivers have a little bit of an advantage with the gloves.
Didn't seem to help, I should say Geiger that time.
To combat the wetness of the football, but the quarterback, he's thrown without a glove on his hand.
Do you think the gloves help?
I think they do on a receiver in the
Do you
wet.
golf with gloves in the wet weather?
If you have gloves made for
wet weather?
Okay.
Just wanted to check. I didn't do so well yesterday with my gloves on as it
You
rained.
didn't have gloves for
wet weather.
weather.
No, I wore the wrong pair. There's a run up the middle. Unless you've been out of the country or asleep for the past few days, it's been raining steadily in Ohio and continues probably for the rest of today and into tomorrow. So a soggy Saturday.
But have rain in Cleveland?
I don't care, just win, baby.
There you go. I'm
Wet or
with you.
dry, we will take it any way we can get it tomorrow as the Browns open up with the Steelers. And there's a whistle and a timeout by the Polar Bears. So the Polar Bears defense will take a timeout. We will take a timeout as well. When we come back, we'll have more OAC football here on NKTelco Sports. Welcome back here following the Ohio Northern timeout. It'll be 6 yards for first down, 4th and 6. So we'll see once here what the Polar Bear defense can come up with here. The Muskies.
You would think they would be punting.
And they appear to, as number 13, Jarrett Patton, will go back. And
Washington Courthouse, home of
Bob Huggins.
Art Schleister.
Oh. I gambled and I was wrong.
Yeah.
I guessed and I was wrong. Patton punts, short kick. He's going to be dangerous when you don't know where it's at. And fortunately for it, now it's a live ball. You can run up.
Yep.
Luckily, the Muskies down it. But there's the type of play where if you're near it and they do that, you can pick it up and run. If you fumble it and the other team gets you, get a choice. Do you want it where it's first touch or do you want the result of the play? Obviously, you would take it where it's first touch. So that's a play where if you're around it and make sure that that rule is correct, you can. That's a free ball for the Polar Bears. So none the case, they get decent field position at the 30 with 7:19 to go. And again, a touchdown here. Some time off the clock could really force the hole, if you will, for the Muskies to dig out of to be a lot bigger as they look for a bunch here across the field, and it is broken up out of bounds.
Where that defender was step for step.
And that was Chad Rex, number 2. Chase Rose, the intended receiver, and talked to Tim Glone earlier, and he talked about Chase Rose. He's a tall target.
Yeah, 6'4", 200-pound sophomore from Kenton, USV High School, Upper Soda Valley.
Home of, though?
Rams.
As there is McFadden. He had a big run last drive. He has a nice big run again here from the 30 to the 47. So he's had some big runs.
And for those who don't know the story behind Rams, it is R stands for
Roundhead.
A stands for
Alger.
M stands for
McGuffey.
Roundhead, Alger. And McGuffey.
Little running room, but enough as a result, I should say, and about a 3 or 4 yard gain. So A.J. Marks, he had a big run in the first quarter. Gains 4 more for the Polar Bears. Clock continues to run as Ohio Northern now inside of Muskingum territory. And have been successful today with 3 scoring touchdowns already. Rifle caught. Boy, it was a bullet in between 2 Muskingum defenders.
I don't know how he hung on to that ball, but
Ryan Rockwell, the tight end.
That ball was right on target.
Just, you know, he wasn't sure. He wore one glove and went bare hand on the other, so that way he's good to catch it. Taking a look at this and come right into your living room.
That's amazing.
Yeah, boy, well defended. No, you can't discredit the defense there.
Nope.
I'm thinking the bare hand probably caught the ball.
I'm thinking the glove.
Under 6 minutes ago, and Polar Bears on the drive. Boy, soft pass. Luckily, Chad Rex able to catch it. They'll lose 2, but luckily they didn't give up 6. As reading that play was the Muskingum defense, and that ball barely got to Rex, and if it doesn't, it's 6 the other way. I want to remind everyone as we get near halftime here, stay with us. We will be having an interview with the owners of Viva Maria Italian Restaurant located here in Ada, Ohio. So stick around. We'll have them on for a halftime interview and would like to hear about their restaurant. So that's at halftime. Right now, the Polar Bears with just around 5 minutes to go looking for more. Down near the 5-yard line, pass intended for Rockwell, who made the tough catch a few plays ago. Nearly comes down with a deflected pass.
That was well defended by the Muskies. The defender was right there. And if anything, the ball, if it had been a little farther, maybe he had a chance, but that was well covered.
3rd and long. The Polar Bears have been somewhat successful on some 3rd downs, especially the long one, so they'll look to pull another one here to try to keep this drive alive. They're too far, obviously, for the field goal attempt now. Maybe if you can't get all of it, maybe get within range or at least to go for it on 4th down. They'll flip it out here and pass a little low, and it was a forward pass, but alertly Brock Martin falls on it just to make sure, and that will bring out the punt unit, so the drive will stall. When we talk about the punters, you don't really maybe want to mention their name a lot, Ron, but here's a case where Devaney, if he can put a good foot on it, some hang time and some good distance,
Somewhere
try to pin
inside the
Muskingum
20,
back.
Yeah, somewhere inside the 20, and then let the defense take over.
Sean Devaney, a senior punter out of St. Vincent St. Mary's High School. Wonder who went to school there that you might know, Ron.
Oh, no, I think he wore number 23.
And that was not a real good punt, unfortunately, for Devaney. Not one he'd like to have. He doesn't allow the return, but kind of off the side of his foot goes out of bounds around the 29. And in case those of you who don't know the answer to that Akron St. Vincent St. Mary question, yes, Ron was right. Number 23 belonged to. Did you forget?
LeBron James.
I thought you were gonna answer it.
Well, I was
acting like you didn't.
I'm
know.
not sure I claim him anymore since he
plays
left.
for the Lakers.
Yeah.
No, he did get a championship in Ohio for the Cavs.
And we thank him for that.
4 minutes, 50 seconds ago. Ball on to 29. Defense would like to get a stop here and not let the Muskingum offense get on track, as rolling out is Hahn. And a good 1st down play. There's a penalty, and I don't know if it'll be defensive or offensive.
Yeah, it possibly could be offensive, maybe pushing off.
Judging by the reaction of Geiger, it's on him. We'll see once here.
It's on the offense.
So OPI versus DPI. Did I stump you?
Offensive pass
Well,
interference on the
when you said that, I'm thinking of the golf commercial or the insurance commercial, whatever it is, where they're talking to Ricky Fowler.
Oh.
What is PMI anyway, Ricky?
Yeah.
That one?
Private mortgage insurance.
Yeah.
But yeah, OPI, offensive pass interference. So that'll negate a good 1st down pass and catch, but maybe he was open because of the penalty, so he was caught. That'll move it back. It's a big penalty. That's 15 yards. So we talk about the punt, trying to get him down inside the 20. They didn't, but they get the penalty as a result, and that puts the Muskingum Muskies inside the 15 with the 1st and long, 25 to go. Hahn again will step up in the pocket. He has room.
A lot of room.
He's going to get a lot of it back. and almost all of it. Second now and about 2, so a 23-yard run and good field awareness by number 10, Brody Hahn.
Once again, the receivers take the defenders out of the play and give him plenty of room on the left side, and just a matter of a foot race then.
So a big play by the quarterback to get his team back out of a huge hole. Now 2nd and 2. Just over 4 minutes to go. Straight up the middle handoff, and boy, stopped right at the line of scrimmage is Cameron Nears. He is near the first down, and they will signal he got it. Take another look at it here. They didn't need but 2 yards, and
they're running kind of straight up. They're lucky to get the first down.
Ball, the nose of it just touching the 40-yard line of Muskingum. So somewhat of a, I mean, all drives are critical, but boy, a touchdown here, a score by Muskingum. They will get the ball back to start the 3rd quarter, and there's a room, a nice opening, a foot race right now as Cameron Near is going to go from the 40 of Muskingum all the way down to the 17.
Nice job there pursuing the football by the Polar Bears, stopping the touchdown. But there for a minute, it looked like he was gone.
See the replay there. 43 yards later, they will get Cameron Near down, but making the touchdown saving tackle there is Greg Dennis. But boy, from 1st and 25, they're now inside the red zone in about 3 plays. So they erased that huge deficit. That you would think the advantage would have been with the Polar Bears. Now they're inside the 20, where both teams have been successful once inside the 20. Nothing much going on, and Hahn will run out of bounds near the line of scrimmage, stopping the clock with 2:53. Yeah, you look back after that pass interference penalty, 1st and 25, and you're down in your own end zone. Of course, they didn't have to throw it. They were able to do it on the ground, so they eliminate any type of interception and get the big yardage then, and another big run. So they've
had a couple of big plays by looking for the pass, and the pass wasn't there.
And getting it on the ground.
Yeah, Hahn has scrambled for the first down.
2nd and 10. Hahn keeps it. And that pass intended for number 83.
Good coverage
Shiad, and not a lot of room, and like you said, well covered by the Polar Bears.
Yeah, he was double covered. He's fortunate that it wasn't intercepted, but he put the ball again where only his receiver could have caught it.
The ONU sideline, the Muskingum sideline. Both teams here relying on their unit, if you will, to produce. The Muskingum offense looking for that 2nd score of the day. The defense for Ohio Northern would love to get a stop here and prevent a score before halftime. Hahn back a couple steps, ball tipped, and it will fall where no one is at, and that's a break for the Muskingum Muskies. A lot of times that tip ball usually is erroneously will fall into the opponent's hands, and
so
this time it falls down.
4th and 10. If they try the field goal, it's Russ Barnett. He's 1 for 1. He had a 23-yard field goal last week. So and this would be from the 25, so a 35-yard field goal attempt.
A barefoot kicker. When's the last time? You see quite a few of them in the NFL. I can't name many. I mean, I remember seeing it growing up, but
now you would think the wet foot would be a problem, wouldn't you?
Well, yeah, in this case, I think it would be.
It would slip right off your foot, I would think.
It would come up short is what I'm thinking. So the attempt there, the attempt by Ross Barnett comes up short, so the defense for the Polar Bears comes up big. They bent but didn't break. And maybe there's a, we'll see if maybe it was short, Ron. We'll take a look at it here.
See where the hold was, a little high snap. But it looked like it was a good hold.
Unless it was touch, can't really tell from that angle. I couldn't see from up here, but nonetheless, the defense bends, doesn't break, gave up some big plays. Now the offense with just over 2 minutes. A couple timeouts left. Goes to work with the ball on the 20. They keep it on the ground, and there's a big run on the left side. And breaking it loose is Brock Martin, the freshman again, a big run.
So with 2 minutes to go, they've got some time here to push the ball.
That's a nice big first down play when you don't really know what you want to do. Maybe you want to score, obviously, but you don't want to rush it. And they get a nice first down. That ball tapped down at the line of scrimmage.
Boy, he had Chad Rex open over the middle.
We haven't heard much of Rex lately. At the beginning of the game, he was going to quite often.
He's been pretty quiet here in the second quarter.
But that time, yes, if that ball's not touched by the lineman, I don't know for sure which guy got it. But that'd have been a huge yards for the Polar Bears. I believe Stacy Wilson, the 6'2" defensive tackle for the Muskingum, got his paw on that one. And again, the defender's back a bit. They give him time. That one tipped and will fall down. And McFadden, luckily, his pass and falls to the ground. That
was kind of a scary play there with him running, the football in his right hand, slippery, the guy right on his tail there. And then he threw the ball and it was tipped by a defender. So a lot of bad things could have happened on that play.
Well, after a 14-yard run by Martin, back-to-back incomplete passes now brings up 3rd and long. And if they don't get a first down here, it's going to be punt time, and you'll give the ball back to Muskingum with time. First things first, McFadden again rolls. He's going to try to run. He'll be cut down just short. Clock will run at a minute 23 and running, and I believe Muskingum will take a timeout. Heard a whistle, I thought. It is stopped.
Yep.
So there's a timeout. We'll take a quick timeout as well and come back with the final minutes here of the first half on NKTelco Sports.
You know Stites Grocery as a discount grocery store for over 30 years. You know us for our great variety of food at very reasonable prices and our high-quality meat department where you can get our deli and meats at low prices. But did you know we've been catering for over 10 years? We specialize in wedding receptions and other events. We can customize your party with a variety of options. Stites Grocery and Catering in Lima. Stop in, call us, or check out our Facebook page for our daily deals.
Minute 20 left. Fourth down coming up now for the Polar Bears, and they're going to rely on punter Chase Watson to get a good driving kick down the field, not let Muskingum get good field position to try to come back and score right before half. And his last punt run was shanked off the side of his foot.
Yeah, he needs to get a good one off here.
Terry Geiger back for Muskingum.
Maybe he was trying to kick away from the
returner,
but
this one,
same thing.
Yeah, it's a little bit more downfield. He'll let it go and eat some clock. Takes a bit of a hop, and they will down it with a minute 10 left. So they do they kick it away from Geiger, as you mentioned, and it will become now Muskingum football on the 31-yard line. Muskingum, I believe, are on all 3 timeouts left. So the defense here, again, Muskingum will get the ball to start the third quarter. So,
and you would think this would be in the air with just over a minute to go.
Brody Hahn, the quarterback for Muskingum. Receivers 2 on each side. As Ron mentioned, probably down the field, and there is a dangerous, and there's a penalty. I thought the same thing.
We're going to get a target.
Yeah, just you can't do that anymore. As making the catch was Granger Long, and then going across the middle, he was tattooed by the Polar Bear defense. So that's going to be another 15 yards if, in fact, the call stands. And Greg Dennis, the penalty is called on, so we'll tack another 15 yards onto that, and they are going to be within striking distance.
But they didn't disqualify him,
no.
did they?
I don't know how that works. We mentioned the targeting, unless that's a warning. The officials right now explaining stuff, I assume, to Dean Paul.
Yeah, so he's still on another.
Well, he does come off the field.
Maybe
So-
that's automatic. I'm not sure how that works here.
Well, first down and 10 from the 40. 58 seconds left. The dump off pass falls to the ground, and probably a good thing as intended receiver Warren Wilson. Really not much room to go once he would have made the catch. So
We'll see if the Polar Bears can slow down the Muskies.
They've got to do it for 3 more tries here, and time a factor, but with the 3 timeouts, maybe not so much a factor, as Muskingum can do what they want. They still run the ball. If Northern is expecting pass and you got it spread out, you can always, they've had some big runs, especially from quarterback Brody Hahn. And you're going to see another one maybe here. He stays alive. He has room in front of him. And that one is thrown out of bounds as Hahn, I thought, was going to maybe scamper, but he decided to dump it out of bounds, stopping the clock with 45 seconds.
That time, Ohio Northern did a fine job of keeping him contained in the pocket, wouldn't let him get to the outside.
So 45 seconds left. And remind everyone at halftime again, we will have a conversation with Susan Fricano of Viva Maria Italian Restaurant. Third down, 10. Whistle will stop action.
Timeout, Muskingum. Their second
And a
of the half.
timeout, their second of the half. We'll take a timeout and come back and finish a half here in Ada, Ohio. You're watching Ohio Northern football on NKTelco Sports.
At That Place for Pets, we offer classes for puppies to seniors, puppy kindergarten, family dog, advanced or top dog, and agility classes. If you're looking for a place for your dog to play, we offer doggy daycare. Let them play in a monitored, temperature-controlled area. Doggy daycare is available Monday through Friday, 6:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Screening is required. At That Place for Pets, our groomers are ready to help your pet look their best. Call today for your appointment. That Place for Pets, for playing, training, and grooming, where every dog can be a top dog.
After a pass that was caught and then a penalty by Ohio Northern, allowed Muskingum to go all the way down to Ohio Northern 40. Now since that time, Ron, it's been 2 incomplete passes and now a third down and 10.
Yeah, and they're going to have to put it in the air. And if you're Ohio Northern, you got to be prepared for Hahn to get outside and scramble. That's what he's done best here in the first half.
Iggy Harvath, the center, will put the ball back into play, and Hahn will roll to his right. Pass the line of scrimmage, dangerous diagonal pass across field, up in the air, caught.
They're going to
Wave
call
it
that
off.
incomplete.
The intended receiver, number 83, Aman Shahid.
He did not retain possession as he hit the ground.
It came out.
Yep.
Don't you have to make a catch, a football move, and then run 7 yards and hand it to the official to declare it as a catch, or did I over-exaggerate that?
He over-exaggerated that.
Okay, sorry about that. But the ground here, really, that was an easy call. They did not secure possession. And you got to have it, and then he did not. So 4th and 10 from the 40. They're going to go for it here, which with the ball kind of an awkward spot, whether they punt, and I think they're going to take a timeout. Their third of the half.
Rethink that.
Well, we'll let them rethink it while we take a break. Come back with the final 34 seconds here on NKTelco Sports.
Whatever Cards and Games in Ada is your locally owned, family-friendly business for all your gaming needs. We carry a wide range of collectible card games, board games, family games, role-playing games, educational games for all ages, and more. Stop in today for your much-needed expansion packs and war miniatures. We are an official tournament store for Yu-Gi-Oh!, Magic the Gathering, and Cardfight Vanguard. Expect an enjoyable time at Whatever Cards and Games, where there's fun for everyone.
Welcome back. A 4th and 10, 34 seconds left. Muskingum, what do you do here? Do you go for it and give Ohio Northern?
I would punt.
And try to And it appears that they guessed right is with you, as they'll elect to punt. That'll be Jarrett Patton, and he'll be called upon now just to basically catch it, kick it, and probably kick it away from Sawfeld.
Hey, you want to make Ohio Northern go the length of the field if you can, and instead of giving the ball in the 40 in case of a incomplete pass.
4th and 10, just too much to gamble, and well, they'll kick it right at Sawfeld. He will fair catch at the 11, and 28 seconds remain. And Northern, I know, took at least one timeout.
I think you'll see Northern take a knee and go
into
the
the
locker
halftime
room.
Yeah, just not very good conditions to try to go to work. You'd hate to have a turnover. You've played pretty good, clean football in the first half. And go into halftime with a 2-score lead. And they will go to that type of formation. So it'll be snap, down, and a final 23 seconds will wind down. And again, we'll take a short break. When we come back, we'll speak to Susan Fricano of Viva Maria Italian Restaurant here on NKTelco Sports.
In business since 1986, Klein's Auto Parts and Repair Center has been the go-to place for auto repairs. Our store is well stocked with the best Napa parts. Our Napa Auto Repair Center is a full-service garage located right next door. Check out these specials. With locations in Ada and Kenton, you are never far from quality auto parts.
Nareda Lanes in Ada offers men's league bowls on Mondays and Wednesday evenings, women's league bowls on Thursday evenings, couples bowls on Friday evenings, kids bowl on Saturday mornings from December through March, Scotch mixed double bowls on the last Saturday of every month, open bowling on Saturday evening, Saturday afternoon reserve the bowling alley for children's birthday parties, and on Sunday, lanes are available to reserve for birthdays of any age as well as for group events. Check out NaredaLanes.com for more info.
Trust us. NKTelco, a small town company with a big focus on customer service. We build business the old-fashioned way.
Trust us to be your internet provider.
Trust us to help you find the right cable package for your viewing needs.
Trust us to answer your questions any time of the day.
Trust NKTelco to be on call. Deliver and make sure your service is tailored to meet your needs.
We serve commercial and residential customers to meet their communication needs. Trust us at NKTelco.
Welcome back to Ohio Northern. I'm here with Susan Fricano. You're of Viva Maria Italian Restaurant. Thanks for coming up here on this wet, soggy Saturday.
Thank you for having me. I certainly didn't dress for the part, that's for sure.
Well, you're inside with us now, so you're dry, so
a good
enjoy
thing.
it. We have a nice view. Susan,
you.
as I mentioned, is from Viva Maria Italian Restaurant. We'd like to learn a little bit about your restaurant. In relation to campus, where is it located here in Ada?
We're about a half a mile into town, so right as you go over the railroad tracks, we're on the right, and it's just down a little bit in an old armory.
So it's within walking distance for the students here, and as well as for many people in Ada, easy to get to. And you mentioned the building, the old armory. Can you describe it a little bit, what that's like?
Well, it's really been an interesting history. Wilson's Football Factory was there, obviously the National Guard, and now we've transformed it into a restaurant. And it used to be a basketball court, so we have a basketball floor. So
it's nice that it's been basically three different things. I mean, and you mentioned Wilson football, obviously, with the NFL, you know, that has been a big industry here in Ada. And as you mentioned, the basketball floor, I was in that restaurant this summer, as I told you earlier, with my basketball team. We played up here at Ohio Northern for the AAU, and I noticed we walked in. I didn't know where it was at, and I thought walking in, what are we going into? And you get inside, it's a whole different atmosphere.
Yeah.
And a lot of neat things in your building, and I noticed the basketball court. Of course, we're another basketball team and it was neat. We had a good time, and one thing I noticed, we had a large group, so we were easily able to be seated.
Yeah, that's one of the best things because it's a pretty big area, so we have 3 10 tops, and we can put them together easily and makes for a large group. So
it worked out well for us, and I noticed now we were in there in the afternoon, and I believe when we walked into the right, I think down the hallway you had like a stage area, I assume for either entertainment.
We do. Friday and Saturday nights from 6 to 9 we have live entertainment, and we have a buffet that starts at 5. So people who, some of the older people have hearing aids, it's a little hard for them to hear. They come in at 5, and 6 o'clock the music starts, and we're good to go.
So it's a little bit of everything for all age groups, if you will.
Absolutely.
You mentioned the buffet. Now, what if for some reason not everyone might like Italian food as well as you and I do?
I cannot imagine.
Yeah, I can't either, but what type of menu outside of Italian food do you offer?
Well, we have hamburgers. We have the best cheesesteaks you've ever had. If you've ever been to Philly, then you've had a cheesesteak like we offer. We have strombolis, calzones, all handmade. Dominic makes his own dough. His own sauce is all homemade. It's all natural. And we have cannolis, which are homemade, and they are amazing. So we have fish, salads. We have tons and tons of things on the menu.
I put you on the spot here. Any gluten-free products?
Yes, absolutely. We have ravioli. We have some spaghetti. We have a pizza that people tell us is the best gluten-free pizza they've ever had, but I attribute it to his sauce. So,
well, it's interesting you say. That's a whole new sector to the food industry that you either have it or you don't. You might lose some clients, if you will, some potential customers.
Well, that's one of the nicest things about Viva is that, like, let's say you want chicken, let's say so-and-so wants fish, and somebody else is gluten-free. You can all come, everybody can have exactly what they want and enjoy their evening. So
sounds like a nice place. How long have you been in the facility that you're at now?
We're going on 5 years. So
and before that, you were in?
We were in Lima, but we were in Ada initially. That was our first home, and but it was a little bit small for us, so we ended up making a jaunt to Lima, and then we got to come home back to Ada. So
it's been very nice. Like I said, our group liked it, and we had our picture taken outside of your building.
I know. I can't wait to put it on the wall.
We'll send it to you, and we had a great time there. Anything else you'd like to add about your restaurant, or anything else that we haven't maybe touched on here?
No, it's very family oriented. So we have people of all ages that come, and we have lots of people who meet there. People who come from Lyman, Kenton, they'll meet, or wherever, Findlay, and it's nice. We get to meet a lot of people that come actually from Indiana, and they all have little family gatherings, and we enjoy that a lot.
Well, and again, speaking from experience this summer, my memory, once we talked, I realized I was at the building at the time. I just told someone, find a place for like 20 to eat in a hurry. We were able to do that, and even while we were in there, it was like in the middle of the day. We were in our own little section, but the main was even filled with all sorts of families, young kids. There was older people in there as well. So I agree, everything you said so far has been accurate. So we had a nice time. It served us well with our trip there. So
I'm so glad.
Well, thank you for your time, and good luck with your restaurant. And,
oh gosh, thank you.
It's good, and we hope that the local kids here, with campus, treat yourself out, save some money, pinch some pennies.
Exactly.
Come down and eat out.
Well, the portions are huge, so that a lot of times they get 2 meals out of them. So it's a good thing.
She's not lying. We did bring home a box full of chicken Alfredo noodles.
It's hard to leave without a box.
Yeah, so well fed. I know we left there, and luckily we were done playing because we had 9 girls with full bellies, and a lot of parents were full as well. So
wonderful.
So we had a good time. Well, thank you again. Viva Maria Italian Restaurant. Susan Fricano, thank you for your time, and wish you the best of luck.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure.
Nice meeting you.
Yeah, me too.
We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll have our halftime stats and our second half kickoff here on NKTelco Sports.
Go ONU.
Stites Grocery as a discount grocery store for over 30 years. You know us for our great variety of food at very reasonable prices and our high-quality meat department where you can get our deli and meats at low prices. But did you know we've been catering for over 10 years? We specialize in wedding receptions and other events. We can customize your party with a variety of options. Stites Grocery and Catering in Lima. Stop in, call us, or check out our Facebook page for our daily deals.
At That Place for Pets, we offer classes for puppies to seniors, puppy kindergarten, family dog, advanced or top dog, and agility classes. If you're looking for a place for your dog to play, we offer doggy daycare. Let them play in a monitored, temperature-controlled area. Doggy daycare is available Monday through Friday, 6:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Screening is required. At That Place for Pets, our groomers are ready to help your pet look their best. Call today for your appointment. That Place for Pets, for playing, training, and grooming, where every dog can be a top dog.
Whatever Cards and Games in Ada is your locally owned, family-friendly business for all your gaming needs. We carry a wide range of collectible card games, board games, family games, role-playing games, educational games for all ages, and more. Stop in today for your much-needed expansion packs and war miniatures. We are an official tournament store for Yu-Gi-Oh!, Magic the Gathering, and Cardfight Vanguard. Expect an enjoyable time at Whatever Cards and Games, where there's fun for everyone.
In business since 1986, Klein's Auto Parts and Repair Center has been the go-to place for auto repairs. Our store is well stocked with the best Napa parts. Our Napa Auto Repair Center is a full-service garage located right next door. Check out these specials. With locations in Ada and Kenton, you are never far from quality auto parts.
Nareda Lanes in Ada offers men's league bowls on Mondays and Wednesday evenings, women's league bowls on Thursday evenings, couples bowls on Friday evenings, kids bowl on Saturday mornings from December through March, Scotch mixed double bowls on the last Saturday of every month, open bowling on Saturday evening, Saturday afternoon reserve the bowling alley for children's birthday parties, and on Sunday, lanes are available to reserve for birthdays of any age as well as for group events. Check out NaredaLanes.com for more info.
Trust us. NKTelco, a small town company with a big focus on customer service. We build business the old-fashioned way.
Trust us to be your internet provider.
Trust us to help you find the right cable package for your viewing needs.
Trust us to answer your questions any time of the day.
Trust NKTelco to be on call. Deliver and make sure your service is tailored to meet your needs.
We serve commercial and residential customers to meet their communication needs. Trust us at NKTelco. Trust us!
Stites Grocery as a discount grocery store for over 30 years. You know us for our great variety of food at very reasonable prices and our high-quality meat department where you can get our deli and meats at low prices. But did you know we've been catering for over 10 years? We specialize in wedding receptions and other events. We can customize your party with a variety of options. Stites Grocery and Catering in Lima. Stop in, call us, or check out our Facebook page for our daily deals.
At That Place for Pets, we offer classes for puppies to seniors, puppy kindergarten, family dog, advanced or top dog, and agility classes. If you're looking for a place for your dog to play, we offer doggy daycare. Let them play in a monitored, temperature-controlled area. Doggy daycare is available Monday through Friday, 6:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Screening is required. At That Place for Pets, our groomers are ready to help your pet look their best. Call today for your appointment. That Place for Pets, for playing, training, and grooming, where every dog can be a top dog.
Whatever Cards and Games in Ada is your locally owned, family-friendly business for all your gaming needs. We carry a wide range of collectible card games, board games, family games, role-playing games, educational games for all ages, and more. Stop in today for your much-needed expansion packs and war miniatures. We are an official tournament store for Yu-Gi-Oh!, Magic the Gathering, and Cardfight Vanguard. Expect an enjoyable time at Whatever Cards and Games, where there's fun for everyone.
In business since 1986, Klein's Auto Parts and Repair Center has been the go-to place for auto repairs. Our store is well stocked with the best Napa parts. Our Napa Auto Repair Center is a full-service garage located right next door. Check out these specials. With locations in Ada and Kenton, you are never far from quality auto parts.
Nareda Lanes in Ada offers men's league bowls on Mondays and Wednesday evenings, women's league bowls on Thursday evenings, couples bowls on Friday evenings, kids bowl on Saturday mornings from December through March, Scotch mixed double bowls on the last Saturday of every month, open bowling on Saturday evening, Saturday afternoon reserve the bowling alley for children's birthday parties, and on Sunday, lanes are available to reserve for birthdays of any age as well as for group events. Check out NaredaLanes.com for more info.
Trust us. NKTelco, a small town company with a big focus on customer service. We build business the old-fashioned way.
Trust us to be your internet provider.
Trust us to help you find the right cable package for your viewing needs.
Trust us to answer your questions any time of the day.
Trust NKTelco to be on call. Deliver and make sure your service is tailored to meet your needs.
We serve commercial and residential customers to meet their communication needs. Trust us at NKTelco. Trust us!
Stites Grocery as a discount grocery store for over 30 years. You know us for our great variety of food at very reasonable prices and our high-quality meat department where you can get our deli and meats at low prices. But did you know we've been catering for over 10 years? We specialize in wedding receptions and other events. We can customize your party with a variety of options. Stites Grocery and Catering in Lima. Stop in, call us, or check out our Facebook page for our daily deals.
At That Place for Pets, we offer classes for puppies to seniors, puppy kindergarten, family dog, advanced or top dog, and agility classes. If you're looking for a place for your dog to play, we offer doggy daycare. Let them play in a monitored, temperature-controlled area. Doggy daycare is available Monday through Friday, 6:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Screening is required. At That Place for Pets, our groomers are ready to help your pet look their best. Call today for your appointment. That Place for Pets, for playing, training, and grooming, where every dog can be a top dog.
Whatever Cards and Games in Ada is your locally owned, family-friendly business for all your gaming needs. We carry a wide range of collectible card games, board games, family games, role-playing games, educational games for all ages, and more. Stop in today for your much-needed expansion packs and war miniatures. We are an official tournament store for Yu-Gi-Oh!, Magic the Gathering, and Cardfight Vanguard. Expect an enjoyable time at Whatever Cards and Games, where there's fun for everyone.
In business since 1986, Klein's Auto Parts and Repair Center has been the go-to place for auto repairs. Our store is well stocked with the best Napa parts. Our Napa Auto Repair Center is a full-service garage located right next door. Check out these specials. With locations in Ada and Kenton, you are never far from quality auto parts.
Nareda Lanes in Ada offers men's league bowls on Mondays and Wednesday evenings, women's league bowls on Thursday evenings, couples bowls on Friday evenings, kids bowl on Saturday mornings from December through March, Scotch mixed double bowls on the last Saturday of every month, open bowling on Saturday evening, Saturday afternoon reserve the bowling alley for children's birthday parties, and on Sunday, lanes are available to reserve for birthdays of any age as well as for group events. Check out NKTelco.com for more info.
Trust us. NKTelco, a small town company with a big focus on customer service. We build business the old-fashioned way.
Trust us to be your internet provider.
Trust us to help you find the right cable package for your viewing needs.
Trust us to answer your questions any time of the day.
Trust NKTelco to be on call. Deliver and make sure your service is tailored to meet your needs.
We serve commercial and residential customers to meet their communication needs. Trust us at NKTelco.
Stites Grocery as a discount grocery store for over 30 years. You know us for our great variety of food at very reasonable prices and our high-quality meat department where you can get our deli and meats at low prices. But did you know we've been catering for over 10 years? We specialize in wedding receptions and other events. We can customize your party with a variety of options. Stites Grocery and Catering in Lima. Stop in, call us, or check out our Facebook page for our daily deals.
At That Place for Pets, we offer classes for puppies to seniors, puppy kindergarten, family dog, advanced or top dog, and agility classes. If you're looking for a place for your dog to play, we offer doggy daycare. Let them play in a monitored, temperature-controlled area. Doggy daycare is available Monday through Friday, 6:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Screening is required. At That Place for Pets, our groomers are ready to help your pet look their best. Call today for your appointment. That Place for Pets, for playing, training, and grooming, where every dog can be a top dog.
Whatever Cards and Games in Ada is your locally owned, family-friendly business for all your gaming needs. We carry a wide range of collectible card games, board games, family games, role-playing games, educational games for all ages, and more. Stop in today for your much-needed expansion packs and war miniatures. We are an official tournament store for Yu-Gi-Oh!, Magic the Gathering, and Cardfight Vanguard. Expect an enjoyable time at Whatever Cards and Games, where there's fun for everyone.
In business since 1986, Klein's Auto Parts and Repair Center has been the go-to place for auto repairs. Our store is well stocked with the best Napa parts. Our Napa Auto Repair Center is a full-service garage located right next door. Check out these specials. With locations in Ada and Kenton, you are never far from quality auto parts.
Nareda Lanes in Ada offers men's league bowls on Mondays and Wednesday evenings, women's league bowls on Thursday evenings, couples bowls on Friday evenings, kids bowl on Saturday mornings from December through March, Scotch mixed double bowls on the last Saturday of every month, open bowling on Saturday evening, Saturday afternoon reserve the bowling alley for children's birthday parties, and on Sunday, lanes are available to reserve for birthdays of any age as well as for group events. Check out NKTelco.com for more info.
Trust us. NKTelco, a small town company with a big focus on customer service. We build business the old-fashioned way.
Trust us to be your internet provider.
Trust us to help you find the right cable package for your viewing needs.
Trust us to answer your questions any time of the day.
Trust NKTelco to be on call. Deliver and make sure your service is tailored to meet your needs.
We serve commercial and residential customers to meet their communication needs. Trust us at NKTelco.
Trust us!
Welcome back to Ohio Northern here in Ada, Ohio, where the Polar Bears enjoy a 21-7 lead over the Muskies, and with our halftime stats, here is Ron Cruzy.
Okay, first downs. The Muskies ended the first half with 11 first downs. Ohio Northern 12. Rushing yards, 138 for the Muskies and 141 for the Polar Bears. Passing yards, 46 for the Muskies, 106 for the Polar Bears. Total offense, 184 yards for Muskingum, 247 yards for Ohio Northern. Penalties, the Muskies had 4 penalties for a total of 45 yards, and Ohio Northern 3 penalties for 25 yards. Ohio Northern was led in rushing by A.J. Marks, who ended up with the first half of 42 yards. Anthony McFadden had 38 yards. For Muskingum, they were led in rushing by Cameron Neer, 8 carries, 74 yards. Passing-wise, Muskingum Brody Hahn, 4 of 15 for a total of 46 yards, 1 touchdown. For Ohio Northern, McFadden was 10 of 18 for 106 yards and 1 touchdown. Receiving-wise, Caleb Selfeld, 2 catches for 61 yards to lead the Polar Bears.
You know, the stats overall a little bit in favor of Ohio Northern, but not by much. And you look back at the drive Muskingum had near the end of the half, where they got started on the Ohio Northern end of their own end of the field, went backwards on the penalty, got down to 18. They didn't score that drive. If they can get 18 more yards and score a touchdown, the score's closer, the stats are closer, and they kind of a much tighter game than right now. But just a 2-score possession, but that missed field goal, that stop Ohio Northern got on that drive is right now playing pretty large as they get a nice stop on special teams, not allowing the returner, number 80, I believe it was, to get past the 20-yard line. And anytime you can keep a receiver from getting past the 20, I think it's a win, as Millie Johnson-King was stopped short. So the defense played pretty well, Ron. You mentioned just 7 points.
And the big thing, Muskingum, they come in the game basically a passing offense. Got off to a very slow start passing the ball. They only ended up with 46 yards.
I think on 4 completions.
Yeah, and 4 completions. So
not a real good, and a lot of attempts, so a poor percentage.
So give a lot of credit to the Polar Bear defense.
Handoff up the middle, running room. Ward Wilson falls forward for a good gain on first down of about 7. So Muskingum Muskies, a lot of time left, obviously, although Ohio Northern played a good first half of football, a good 30 minutes. They still have 30 minutes here to defend and not let their offense go to sleep. Defense needs to play alert defense against offense that Ron mentioned basically throws a lot, but today struggled. They'll roll to the left here. Pass caught. First down yardage across the first down stripe was number 85.
That was just a nice job throwing the ball and also catching the ball. He was not wide open there. Nice coverage by the Polar Bears.
Nate Hall, the receiver for Muskingum. And that is a first down. So what is important here in the first part of the second half to get some momentum, whether offense or defense. And right now, Muskingum got the chains to move, and they'll start over again with first down. They'll roll now to this side. He's got an open receiver, and I believe that's 14 Geiger. And Geiger wide open, nice throw down the sideline. 40-yard completion. Take another look at here. A lot of room, nice thrown ball, and could have been maybe a late hit, but not called, as he was, obviously stumbling down out of bounds, but he was made contact. It looked like maybe he was still in play, but obviously going out. But a nice drive here for Muskingum. They're looking to cut into the 14-point deficit. Ohio Northern has led throughout the game. And Hahn right now, design play, saw the crease, and again, positive yards are on.
Yeah, their longest passing play up until then was 17 yards. So a nice job by Muskegon. Ran a really nice route. And Hahn put the ball right where he needed to put it.
And Hahn goes off. You see number 10 right there holding his helmet. So in for him right now is Jordan Garrett. He took some snaps at center during the first half. And he took the direct snap and ran. This time he will hand off. And that time it's Warren Wilson. So little to no gain. 3rd down and 2. So kind of a good down and distance here for the Muskingum Muskies. 6 feet to go. If they don't get it, you can always have the ability, if you want to try to finish it, going for it, or elect to kick a field goal. Again, conditions here in Ada, Ohio today not real favorable, but right now a 3rd down and 2 from the 21-yard line. Hahn back in as quarterback. And the handoff, Warren somersaults forward.
It's going to be close, but I think he got it. Yep.
1st down.
And that puts them in the red zone where they've been very successful. They're really mixing it up.
Clock running, first drive of the half for Muskingum. Snap goes back, Hahn. Being chased, will roll right. Receiver open. Off of his hands, and a break for the Polar Bears is Geiger, who had the big catch in his drive a few plays later. Can't corral what would have been a touchdown on that pass.
Yeah, he had him open. He just misfired.
$11:26 left. 21-7 to score. I'd like to thank our sponsor tonight for the scoreboard sponsor. That Place for Pets, our scoreboard sponsor this afternoon. 2nd down, Hahn off the left side. And good yardage. We'll bring up now
about 3rd and 5, I think. So you got to feel as though they're in 4-down territory. So they got 2 plays here to make it 5 yards. Long
Yeah, it is.
count.
Game where the play clock down to 9, 8. Hahn diagonal pass. There's no penalty. And that pass incomplete. So 4th down now. So see what's now decision time for Muskingum. It'll be ball on 15. So what, had 25, 32-yard field goal.
Yep.
Attempt. They look like they will keep their offense on field, and there'll be a 4th down and 5, 4th down and 6 from the 15. Big play for both teams here. Pressure. Ball falls to the ground, no penalty. Incomplete. The ball will be turned over to the Polar Bears, the defensive unit for Ohio Northern. Again, bent a little bit, but did not break. They give the ball back to their offense on their own 15-yard line.
Really nice coverage there on that play.
Number 13 for the Polar Bears, Jamar Hines, defensive back out of Marion High School in Cincinnati.
A little surprised he chose to throw it there. He was not open.
But he was under some pressure, so maybe, probably you're right. Not the place with the sideline and the out of bounds line. That's 2 extra defenders. It has to be a perfect pass, and didn't have a lot of time to think about it. And a good opening defensive play there by Muskingum, as they will tackle McFadden for a loss.
So now it's up to the Ohio Northern offense to move the football and maybe change the field position.
Take a look at that offensive line there. Will Rankin, your center. Guards are Kyle Gunterman and Jamison Curry. Tackles Sam Shook and also Eli Olsch. And Polar Bears will go right side, get some of the yardage back, and bring up a 3rd and 5. So they picked up 7. So again, now 3rd and 5. And boy, you'd like to get the Polar Bear offense something here to move the chains and not force a punt.
Yeah, this is probably the biggest play they've had so far in the game.
Clock moving, under 10 minutes to go. McFadden, time, open receiver, caught. Brandon Hadley, 1st down yardage and more. Still fighting across the 50-yard line.
He didn't want to be brought down.
Brendan Hadley. The 1st down catch obviously gave him the 1st down yardage, and then he got a lot of yards after the catch.
All the way across the 50 to the 49-yard line.
Probably about 25 more, if memory serves me right, where he caught it right around 20, 25 yards. After he made the catch, he was able to gain. So a big 1st down, moves the ball away from the Polar Bear goal line, and Chad Rex didn't mention his name a lot in the 2nd quarter, mentioned it quite a bit in the 1st quarter, his first catch in some time.
And they want to get him involved right away here in the 3rd quarter.
Take a look, what did he have in the 1st half? It seemed like he was active in the 1st half with receptions.
Yeah, he had 5 receptions, but only for 10 yards.
Wow, I thought it was more than that. Maybe they missed some passes where he was targeted, maybe some more, but yeah, not a lot of yards to show for that as McFadden struggles to get back to the original line of scrimmage, and it'll be short now, 3rd and 2. Drew Lowry on the stop, a good stop it was.
Yeah, he just averaged, right now he's averaging just 3 yards a catch.
Yeah, not much yards. That's not a good stat number for Chad Rex.
But the main thing, Ohio Northern's been able to basically flip the field here.
Yep. That catch by Hadley was huge in the run after the catch, and they muscle forward. So they get 4 as number 10, Brock Martin, freshman running back.
So another 1st down for the Polar Bears.
So again, the chains will move. The drive continues. And as Gunterman, number 66, I saw him come off the field and with his helmet off. That might have just been an equipment fix. In trouble as McFadden buys a little bit of time, gets a little bit of real estate. Well, that's turning nothing into something as he is tackled out of bounds after a gain of 6.
It looks like they had him hemmed in the pocket, and he escaped to the outside just with a jab step in and then out. Nice job there by McFadden. 5'11" junior from Chillicothe.
2nd down and say 1, so he got more than 6. He got 9 as 1st down carry, or for a 1st down, Brock Martin. Again, another 1st down, so the drive continues as the Polar Bears near the red zone. They've been very good inside the red zone today. The 2 times that they have been in there, they've been able to score touchdowns. On the far right side is Caleb Sawfeld out to the right. Chad Rex in the slot. And down here on the left is Chase Rose. And McFadden will keep it himself and be tripped up about a half a yard short of another Polar Bear 1st down.
Boy, this would be big if the Polar Bears could punch this over the goal line and go up, 28-7.
They've taken a lot of time off the clock in this drive. Still a lot of time to go, but anytime you keep the defense of the other team on the field, you wear them down a bit, and it's always more fun to play offense for long drives than play defense. So they're keeping the Muskies offense on the sideline, and Clock runs.
Yeah, they can get up to a 3-score game here.
Anthony McFadden. Room, open receiver, Chad Rex.
He got it.
Well, we mentioned his name, not a lot of yards today, but he comes up with a 16-yard touchdown. And
well, I think the nearest defender was like 5 yards off of him.
I think it was the pylon.
Yeah.
We'll take a look at it here. Take a look. You'll see Chad Rex come across your screen from left to right. And there he is.
There's the defender.
And there's the pylon, so the pylon was close. So a nice route run by Chad Rex. Route run by Rex. Say that 10 times fast. Think about it, don't say it.
Okay, I was just doing that in my mind. I'm not even going to attempt it.
The PAT from Chase Watson. And the PAT is good. So good drive by the Polar Bears. They open the game up now 28-7 in favor of the Polar Bears. We'll take a timeout and come back with more football here on NKTelco Sports.
You know Stites Grocery as a discount grocery store for over 30 years. You know us for our great variety of food at very reasonable prices and our high-quality meat department where you can get our deli and meats at low prices. But did you know we've been catering for over 10 years? We specialize in wedding receptions and other events. We can customize your party with a variety of options. Stites Grocery and Catering in Lima. Stop in, call us, or check out our Facebook page for our daily deals.
Welcome back here to Ohio Northern, home of the Polar Bears, and a nice drive for Ohio Northern. They open up their first opportunity here in the second half with a long drive for a touchdown. And with 6 minutes to go in the third quarter, now on top 28-7, and putting some points on the board today, Ron, against a Muskingum Muskie defense that had been known, if you will, for a stout defense, and they've done pretty well against it.
And they've done it both ways, through the air and on the ground. Nice balanced attack for Ohio Northern. They're not just one-dimensional, whereas Muskingum come into the game very one-dimensional, basically through the air.
When you mentioned the offense, both running, passing, the defense has been good, and the special teams again here. They've done a nice job here. Millie Johnson-King right there received it on the 20 on my side of the field. Now, he ran a lot, but it was east, I don't know if it's east and west, but it went sideways, and he ended up, basically just going to the other side of the field and still getting the ball just at the 16. So, very good job defensively from the special teams there, not allowing a big run back, forcing the offense to go a long length of the football field to score. So, they start again here. A lot of hand fake ball hiding, and it works. Huge play, boy. A lot of action in the backfield as 14, Terry Geiger comes down with it at the 45-yard line of Ohio Northern. A lot of ball movement in the backfield.
He had 3 or 4 Polar Bears chasing him, and that ball was thrown perfectly. If it had been underthrown, there was 4 Polar Bears waiting on
There's
it.
one handoff, and I guess there was maybe only one. It looked like there was a lot more action going on, and good play-action fake maybe is the best way to explain it. And yeah, nice catch by Geiger. Threw it where it had to be, and what a big start for the Muskingum Muskies offense as they were back near their own goal line.
If he could have kept his feet, he would have scored.
That one caught. Short gain, caught inbounds by number 3, Cameron Neer. Going to bring up 2nd and 7. You mentioned Muskingum has had some drives where they've driven the football. Go back to the first half. They drove it from their end to the other end, ended up missing a field goal. Last possession, drove it from the left to the right. Got down inside the red zone and went for it on 4th and goal. So they've had some good offensive drives but have not come away with points. Ohio Northern's had some good offensive drives, but they've come away with points, and that's the bottom line.
That's the difference of the ball game right now.
Near with a run across the first down marker, right at the first down marker.
And this is a case where the Polar Bear defense, they just got to bow their backs here and basically shut them down would be a big benefit for Ohio Northern toward a victory.
I want to remind everyone again, today's replays that you've seen, we've seen a lot of them, have been brought to you by Klein's Napa Auto Center. Service and repair at a price that's fair. Again, Klein's Napa Auto Center. Thank you for bringing us our replays today. First down 10. Hahn being pressured, and he will simply avoid the loss there and dump it out of bounds outside the tackle and well past the line of scrimmage, so it just as an incomplete pass. Also want to remind everyone, our scoreboard sponsor today being brought to you by That Place for Pets, where every dog can be a top dog. Thank you to That Place for Pets.
That last drive by Ohio Northern, that was 10 plays, 85 yards, 4 minutes and 36 seconds.
4.5 minute drive, and they covered a lot of ground. Took, that was a nice methodical, time consuming 4.5 minute drive. And you do that a few times, you can really shorten the length of this game. There's a lateral, it's a backwards pass, doesn't matter. Cameron Neer is going to get the pitch and go, give out a rushing yards. There, it looked like a pass, so obviously he threw an overhand, but it went backwards.
That was a well-designed play right there. There's a penalty marker down about on the 30-yard line.
There's the replay. We'll see what the penalty's called after we come back from the replay, and we'll see once if that play stands, and it will not.
Holding, number 85 of the offense. Spot
Holding
foul,
on
10 yards.
number
First
85 for the Muskies.
Nate Hall.
Yep.
And that's going to be a tough break. That was a nice first down play result. And it'll be now down and distance over again, if you will. The distance go backwards, the down remains the same. So second and long. And there's 85. Now I don't know if that was it, if it happened well beforehand, but they saw it. I didn't. Second down, 14 from the 40. Hahn drops back. Another penalty marker down. Hahn with open running room through the middle. He's going to get the first down carry and tiptoe out of bounds, but the penalty marker down.
The penalty marker is thrown by the line judge on the near side. Illegal motion, illegal shift.
Boy, back-to-back first down plays. Now it's second and 19. You wonder how many more times Muskingum can go to the well and pull up first down plays and avoid the penalty. And now they're going to have to come up with it now. But two big plays have been called back because of penalty. So now the ball back on a 45. And I believe it's a second and 19. Cameron Neer will get most of it back and quickly. I don't see any penalty flag. So the third time a charm, Ron, is, give credit to Muskingum. They've run three nice plays for big yards, and finally this one's going to stand.
That was a nice screen pass right there, and we haven't seen that yet in this game. He has blockers out in front of him.
And those work nicely. Again, Ohio Northern thinking the down and distance, I'm coming full bore, pinning my ears back. Well, when that defensive line comes through, and it's by design, there's a reason why you got through there.
And that slows the rush down the next time.
Yeah. Now you got to protect the screen opportunity, and right now a 3rd and 1 there's something that
they shoot themselves in the foot once again.
So 3rd and 1 is going to become 3rd and 6. So, boy, if you're Muskingum right now, you've one good thing, two bad things. One good thing, two bad things. It's like running up a muddy hill, and a lot of effort spent.
Yeah, so far they've been overcoming that in this drive, but you never know when that's going to end. 3rd and 7 now. But they're definitely in 4-down territory.
Ball on the 32. Again, the rain has continued to come down all afternoon and morning, and it will into the evening. Cameron Neer spins off a tackle and lowered his body and dove. They will mark him maybe just short. So gain of 7, needed maybe all of 8. Nope, give him the first down. So, wow, that was a wild few possessions for the Muskingum offense as they finally get to move the chains, and thought they could move it 2 other times, but the penalties brought it back, and now they officially move them inside the 25-yard line is where they will start. 1:27 third quarter action. A lot of football left, but Muskingum needs to score here on this possession. They trail by 21. Hahn will roll out to their side, being pursued, avoids it. And that will be thrown out off the hands. Had a receiver. I thought maybe he was just going to dump it out of bounds, but it goes off of Geiger's hands, and they will reset with 2nd and 10 with 1:07 left.
Hahn did a good job buying time.
September 21st and 22nd at legendary Eldora Speedway. Enter for your chance to win 2 sweet tickets with pit passes for Friday night. NKT.TV/Eldora.
2nd and 10, ball on the 25. Hahn will remain in the shotgun or behind center as he's been all game. Handoff to Cameron Neer. He is met and pushed back for just a short yard gain. So a host of Polar Bears there after a 3-yard gain.
So that's going to bring up about 3rd and 7.
Hazaloo in on the stop for the Polar Bears. And want to mention some of our sponsors again for this afternoon's football game. Allen Knott Honda Toyota, a better experience and a better price only at Allen Knott. 3rd down, 7. Defense of Ohio Northern has been able to stop the Muskies at the right times. They've given up some yards, but they've been able to prevent the scores. Hahn rolls to the right, being pursued. He's now past the line of scrimmage and will go out of bounds short of the 1st down. So another nice footwork move there by Hahn as he moves forward as it brings up a 4th down. Also, we'd like to thank Crofts Car Center, the right choice. Again, Crofts Car Center, the right choice, one of our sponsors today. And again, a little ball fake there, Ron, as Hahn able to get him closer to make it more manageable here. 4th and 5, ball on the 20. There's a whistle.
I think we're going to have a timeout. Nope, end of the quarter.
End of the 3rd quarter. So we've completed 3 15-minute periods of action. We'll come back with the final 15 here on NKTelco Sports.
At That Place for Pets, we offer classes for puppies to seniors, puppy kindergarten, family dog, advanced or top dog, and agility classes. If you're looking for a place for your dog to play, we offer doggy daycare. Let them play in a monitored, temperature-controlled area. Doggy daycare is available Monday through Friday, 6:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Screening is required. At That Place for Pets, our groomers are ready to help your pet look their best. Call today for your appointment. That Place for Pets, for playing, training, and grooming, where every dog can be a top dog.
Whatever Cards and Games in Ada is your locally owned, family-friendly business for all your gaming needs. We carry a wide range of collectible card games, board games, family games, role-playing games, educational games for all ages, and more. Stop in today for your much-needed expansion packs and war miniatures. We are an official tournament store for Yu-Gi-Oh!, Magic the Gathering, and Cardfight Vanguard. Expect an enjoyable time at Whatever Cards and Games, where there's fun for everyone.
Welcome back to Ohio Northern. We enter the final 15 minutes of action here, and an important play right here, Ron. Muskingum with 4th and 5. They're looking to score a touchdown to climb back into this thing. Time running out on them. They need a score. More importantly, they need a 1st down right here if they don't score.
Yeah, this is their biggest offensive play so far in the game.
Hahn, I'm sorry, it's not Hahn. That is number 4, Garrett. It's going to be very close. Looks short from the initial spot.
Yeah, they run the Wildcat.
And the Polar Bears defense, again, bending, Ron, but not breaking. And they've done that now probably the 3rd time I can think of where the Muskies have got the ball down the field but come away with nothing.
Yeah, and the Polar Bears right now are in a position to ice this thing with a drive down the field and come away with any kind of points at all is really going to seal the deal here.
So first play of the 4th quarter, a big one for the Polar Bear defense. They get the ball back for their offense. And they go to work on the ground, but no gain for A.J. Marks. Mentions a few more of our sponsors. El Campo Mexican Restaurant. Go there for the best Mexican food. Also Hengelson Sausage Company. Lima's finest handcrafted sausages. and Norada lanes, where you're always welcome. And they keep it on the ground coming near side, and there's going to be a penalty around the face mask, I'm guessing.
In that area, yeah, it could be. Didn't see the face mask, but it could be holding in that area.
It looked like maybe I was going to be like a horse collar, but
nope, face mask.
no
You're
collar
right.
face. Maybe he did grab it. First looked like he was going to kind of bring him down by the neck, but I thought maybe he slid through it. But if he drug his hand across the mask, it's usually a penalty. Take another look.
We're going to get a real good look here. Good job, cameraman.
He got something, maybe
Yeah.
the ear hole, if nothing else, but or the side of it.
He didn't hold on very long. It looks like he got the side of the helmet.
Anytime you mess around with the head, though, I mean, I don't know. Do most coaches teach you to tackle around the head, or they teach you to wrap and drop?
Wrap and drop.
There you
probably.
go.
That was a good answer, wasn't it?
Yep. I let you set you up for that one for no failure.
There, he's got a
huge
lot of
hole.
room.
And nice job by number 3, Anthony McFadden. He's done a nice job for the Polar Bears today. And a 42-yard run. He's had some big runs for sure.
Yeah, up until then, up until that play, he had 90 yards rushing.
So he's over 100 yards, is what
Yeah.
you're trying to tell me, right?
Yes, sir.
Nice runs, and you hate to jinx someone, but he's taking care of the football too. He's, for the most part, not forced the ball into too many things, and boy, he's got to be told now, don't force it, throw it away if you are going to throw it. This is a safe pass. And Chad Rex, and there's a late
another
penalty. So we'll hold up and see what this call is.
Might be a targeting call on the Muskies.
Dead ball personal foul, number 33 of the defense, late hit. 15-yard penalty.
Just a late hit, not targeting.
Well, another big mark of yards here, and boy, Muskingum, I don't know, maybe a little frustrating right now. You saw the previous play where they kind of tackled around the helmet. Now a late hit. We'll watch it here. Chad Rex, almost maybe it was a holding on the block a little bit. And no, it wasn't on the receiver. It was on, the guy standing there. So, again, ill-advised. Not real sure why we'd come up with someone that doesn't have the ball and try to.
Definitely did not need to do that.
Nope. And he's penalized for it, so it's always a learning lesson. So a break for the Polar Bears. This will enable their drive as long as they don't throw it over or throw it away. As a safe pass and open. Chad Rex makes the catch, and first down inside the red zone for the Polar Bears. Again, they're perfect today inside the red zone. They'll try to go 4 for 4 and make their 5th touchdown.
It seems like every game we do, Chad Rex has a big game.
I would agree. He's come up big. Can't say they've won all their games, but he's been a very prominent part of their offense. And I know one of the games we did was against Mount Union, and I don't know if anyone ever beats them, but he had a big game against them as well, and very much targeted in the Polar Bear offense. Near the goal line.
He's really close, but they didn't give it to him. About to the half-yard line.
So Brock Martin down to the 1.
Yep, right on the 1.
And although Ron and I are dry, the window has been very wet today. And
Yes.
as the day wears on, it gets, is there such a thing as more wetter?
I'm not sure, but
it's saturated into the end zone, I think, and Brock Martin will score again for the Polar Bears. A 1-yard plunge with just under 12 minutes to go. The Polar Bears go up top, 34-7. Nice drive by the Polar Bears. Take another look, and this is probably I don't know if it's been Martin every time, but about the third time they've just run right behind their offensive line. You can't get everyone to blown off the ball, but if you get them off balance, it's enough. Your running backs can run through some of that stuff, and they've been really successful on those down to or short yards, like 1 or 2 yard efforts where they've just followed their offensive line.
that was just what the doctor ordered right there. A nice long drive by the Polar Bears, and they come up with 7 more points.
Well, they took over right at the beginning of the fourth quarter, got the 4th down stop, and then 3 or so minutes later, they muscle their way down the field and enjoy a 35-7 lead. We'll be back with more football here on NKTelco Sports.
In business since 1986, Klein's Auto Parts and Repair Center has been the go-to place for auto repairs. Our store is well stocked with the best Napa parts. Our Napa Auto Repair Center is a full-service garage located right next door. Check out these specials. With locations in Ada and Kenton, you are never far from quality auto parts.
35-7 here on, again, a soggy Saturday afternoon at Ohio Northern here in Ada, Ohio. We're at Bill Robinson Field. I'm Jeff Henshin. Alongside me today is Ron Cruzy, and the Polar Bears have led throughout. They had if you look way back to how this game started, they nearly fumbled the kickoff and had to chase it down the end zone for a touchback. Their offense went 3 and out, did not look crisp. The defense came out and got an important 3 and out right away. Gave the ball back to their offense, and since that time, the offense, in most of maybe 2 drives, has been very successful, moving the ball and, more importantly, scoring touchdowns to close off those drives. Muskingum, on the other hand, has a lot of work to do right now. Another special teams stop for the Polar Bears.
I couldn't tell if that ball was loose. I guess not. It looked like somebody was diving for the ball, and my window is pretty soggy.
Yes, it's well saturated is the best way to say it. And we talk about how Ohio Northern has finished the drives today. Muskingum, though, we've seen probably 3 drives, though, where they've been able to move the ball left to right, right to left, but not been able to cross the goal line. A failed field goal and a couple 4th down stops by the Ohio Northern defense.
Right, the defense seems to rise to the occasion when they have to, and bend but don't break. I know it's an overused term, but that's what they're doing here today.
So Muskingum will open up on the ground, and they have a lot of work to do. You always wonder if you come out and you throw every down to try to get the big plays. I mean, they open up here with a safe call on a run, which gets them 3 yards. And the other hand is if Ohio Northern is expecting pass, and you try to counter with a run, that you might get a big play on the ground. But right now, a long way to go for Muskingum. Ohio Northern's defense is, again, played pretty clean today. That ball is going to be thrown out of bounds, so.
Yeah, that last drive by Ohio Northern, that was 6 plays, 84 yards, and 2 minutes and 56 seconds, so basically 3 minutes. So they've had an 85-yard drive and an 84-yard drive, both leading to a total of 14 points.
Now you wonder, they've scored already 5 touchdowns, and you think, I guess you can add up how many punts they had. That's probably how many drives they've had. So more than not, and they have had no turnovers, so they've been very efficient when they've had the ball. There's a 1st down catch by Geiger.
And that's really a surprising thing to me, the turnovers.
Yeah.
Ohio Northern has not had a turnover.
And they've punted the ball 3 times. So in theory, I guess if they've had 8 drives and they've scored touchdowns on 5 of them, you're not going to lose too many football games, with 5 out of 8 touchdowns or 5 out of 8 drives resulting in touchdowns. They might lose ball games if 5 of those 8 drives are field goals. Okay, that's 15, or that's 15 points versus 35. So they've capitalized today, and they're 11, just under 11 minutes away of going 2-0 in the season, 1-0 in the OAC.
And on the other side, Muskegon hasn't even had a turnover. So you're talking about a rainy day. I was expecting 3-4 turnovers, maybe fumbles and just a hard time holding on to the football. But both teams have done an excellent job of holding on to it.
There's a nice throw again, a tough throw with Hahn running that way and throwing back this way, and his receiver is Aman Shahid. He made the catch in between a couple of Polar Bears, and he's still down on the field. But watch this. This is kind of thrown off the back foot almost, and he got kind of sandwiched in there, and hopefully he's okay. He appears to be off the field. There he goes.
Off the field. So he'll be okay.
Dr. Cruzy says so, right?
Well, I'm not a doctor, but I did stay at a certain place.
In bed last night. You went to bed last night. There you go.
We parked at a certain place today.
Okay. Yep. At a major hotel chain.
Yeah.
10 minutes, 25 seconds ago, Hahn this time will run it again with his feet, or go up through the middle. first down carry, so that'll move the chains. Muskingum, though, needs to get, and they're trying, I think, to hustle things up here a little bit. Obviously, the clock not in their favor. They're down 28 points, so they're going to need a lot of stuff to go right for them to climb back into this ball game. Time again here, dumps it off. That one behind, I think, 85 Grant Hall.
Good coverage there by the Polar Bears.
Nate Hall.
Hahn had some time there to survey the field, but he couldn't find anybody open.
A reminder, if you're watching this game now, you can always contact or rewatch these games on NKTelco by watching them on live or on demand. And if you, again, watching now, they'll be this one will be replayed on Sunday, September 9th at 2 p.m. A lot of our games that we film on Saturday will be aired that evening at 11 p.m. for future reference. So we hope that you enjoy these telecasts here from Ohio Northern as the Polar Bears look to go to 2-0 on the young season and have opened up the season nicely, winning both of their home games.
Yeah, another familiar down here, 3rd and 10 for Muskingum.
On with the football, a little bit of pressure by the Polar Bears. He catch that or was intercepted? Boy, it was
they called
nice
it
catch.
A reception. Wow.
So Terry Geiger, nice catch. I couldn't tell there was a Polar Bear defender.
It was on the far end of the field for us. Went right through the defender's hands.
Yeah, right through it. And Jameer Hines.
They go right back there.
And Hines also on the coverage there as well. Ohio Northern opened up their season, as Ron said last week, with a win and against Adrian, Michigan, 34-17. They're on top today, 35-7. So they've put some points on the board, and their defense has been pretty solid. And next week, they will have Wilmington here at Ohio Northern. So 3 home games to start the season as Hahn is going to go in for the rushing touchdown, a 25-yard run. And so that nice scamper there by quarterback Brody Hahn, and the defense that time let Hahn get out of the pocket, and no one was there to secure the lane, and he goes in from 25.
That's been a big part of their offense is Hahn, not only with his arm, but mostly
with the speed.
Dropping back and then scrambling with his speed.
He did have a couple nice throws to Geiger here during his drive. Barefoot kicker in for the point after touchdown. Your score 35-14. We'll take a break, come back with more OAC football here on NKTelco as you watch Hahn scamper for the Muskie touchdown.
Laredo Lanes in Ada offers men's league bowls on Mondays and Wednesday evenings, women's league bowls on Thursday evenings, couples bowls on Friday evenings, kids bowl on Saturday mornings from December through March, Scotch mixed double bowls on the last Saturday of every month, open bowling on Saturday evening, Saturday afternoon reserve the bowling alley for children's birthday parties, and on Sunday, lanes are available to reserve for birthdays of any age as well as for group events. Check out LaredoLanes.com for more info.
8:34 to go, and with the score 35-14, is it kick it deep for the Muskies here, Ron, or possibly do you go to the onside kick? Or
I think at this point in the game, you got to kick it deep.
I hope your defense get a quick 3 and out, then try to get back to offense. Probably a good decision. You hate to, because if you don't get it now, Ohio Northern, very short field, you might as well kick it deep.
Yeah.
You know, get a stop, get the ball back, then try to make it, get within 2 scores with some time left, then go for the short onside kick. But Ohio Northern looks very much, well, they're thinking it's coming onside. They've got 10 up.
Yep.
Within, you know what, in college football, this is different than the NFL. The NFL, are they only allowed to like line up 2 yards on the kickoff now instead of the?
Right, they have to go up to the football.
Okay. So college might be a little bit deeper?
Like a punt.
Okay. Chad Rex will sit down. Really had no blockers with all 10 guys expecting the onside kick. And what I meant is like the non-kicker, it used to be they could get a running start.
Yeah, that's done in the NFL now, yeah.
That looked a little bit the same, but they were all about within 5 yards.
5 yards.
Well, Rex did the right thing. Again, no protection back there, so he did what he had to do and field it, secure it. He went ahead a couple yards and simply down yourself with no one back there to help block. And see what's now with 8:30 to go. If that offense from Ohio Northern, this is where you tell your offensive unit, we need first downs. We don't need, don't force it. Let's get first downs and a screen, and that's not what you want. Luckily it was a screen. It was a forward pass, but that's one of those. Don't get yourself in those situations where it's a backwards pass or it isn't, and then you drop it, and then it's a loose ball, and then all heck breaks loose.
Yeah, the worst thing could happen there on that pass, obviously an interception if they would have jumped the route, but it's a pretty safe pass there, but they weren't planning on dropping the football and stopping the clock.
So that's a break for Muskingum, big time.
If he completes the pass, it's more like a run, a very safe pass.
And the clock runs.
Right.
Try to catch Muskingum, maybe thinking totally that they're going to run it up the middle, and this time Ohio Northern does that with number 4, A.J. Marks, and he gets about 6. So here's a big third down for the Muskingum defense. If they want to have a realistic chance of getting back into this thing, and they need to stop, force a punt, and then let their offense get back onto the field. Almost, like not necessarily a game-ending play right here, but if Ohio Northern gets the first down and they keep it on the ground and get that really consumes a lot of valuable time.
Here's another place where you could see a short pass.
And there's your short pass, almost a lateral again, but he breaks it.
Oh, he's gone.
Do you say short pass or do you say touchdown? A.J. Marks in for the score, holds on to the football. So from the 29 of Ohio Northern.
Yeah, they were just playing it safe with a nice little swing pass out there to the left.
71 yards as they're looking at something. I don't know. There's a illegal block.
Chop block.
On the offense, number 7, spot foul, 10-yard penalty.
Number 7, Chad Rex.
So unfortunately, that 71-yarder will go for naught, as somewhere along in that run was an illegal block. Chop block run. Is that where you cut the guy below the knees or at the knees?
Could have been like a crack back block since he's a wide receiver.
That way you don't catch the defender off balance or not expecting it. They're trying to protect everyone. That's been around, though, for that rule. You just have to be careful of when you're blocking.
When you come back like that, you can't block below the knees.
Not sure if we'll see it or not, but I didn't notice it. Obviously, you mentioned now that's a huge play. What becomes a 7-point score now, 3rd and forever. A good chance now for Muskingum to get the Polar Bear offense off the field and
they
try
might
to
just
get the
run
ball
this ball and take away the possibility of an interception, some fluky play.
And if you run it, then you may force Muskingum to burn a quick timeout. Do they want to burn it now or save it or waste 25 more seconds off the play clock?
Yeah, they just missed out on a golden opportunity there. They were playing it safe, nice little swing pass, and they get 71 yards out of it, but all for naught.
Another discussion here. I'm not real sure, but we will try to find out.
Ohio Northern leads the series between these two schools by 30 wins, 23 losses, and 2 ties. Ohio Northern won 6 straight since a 27-7 Muskingum victory in 2011.
So, with those conversations done, a big 3rd down here for Ohio Northern. They will throw it. Time for McFadden. He has an open receiver. Wow, a lot of time. A good throw, a nice catch by Chase Rose.
And they pick up the first down.
And they pick up
3rd and 17.
Okay, how many times today have we said Ohio Northern 3rd and long, and they've come up with, even back in the first half, in those first 2 scoring drives, they had open receivers, and they got what normally percentage-wise you're not going to get. No, they didn't get but one today. They probably got 3 or 4 of them where it was 3rd and long.
Yeah, I kind of like that. You're not taking your foot off the pedal, so to speak. You're still going after it. And they took a risk there throwing the ball, but completion.
And there's a strong run for more first down yards. And A.J. Marks won't get 71 on that one, but he gets a more important first down inside Muskingum territory. Under 7 minutes to go. Watch the replay here, brought to you by Klein's Napa Auto Center Replay.
Good job there by the offensive line. I don't know if we've mentioned them. Their
Go
names
ahead and
or
do
not.
it again.
Sam Schock, Kyle Conterman, Will Rankin, Jamison Curry, and Eli
Ulsh. Yeah, those guys.
Doing a good job.
And there's probably been a few others in there. And
I do know Conterman and Rankin, both from Wapakoneta, Ohio.
So they've done well, and obviously if they've rotated some other guys in, we may have missed them, but the line itself has done a nice job. So they know who they are, and I'm sure their coaches will, instruct them, reward them on the fine job they've done today as there's a penalty. We'll see once here what's going on.
There's no flag on the play.
They waved it off.
Okay. Thought he was washing our window there for a second.
Yeah.
But I realized it wasn't getting any cleaner, so. Okay. Well, you mentioned the offensive line. The defensive line, the defense in general, other than the breakdown on that last drive where you kind of maybe didn't get Hahn down where he ran for the touchdown, back-to-back pretty good weeks for the defense on the scoreboard. A.J. Marks, no gain on that play. Clock continues to run now under 6 minutes. Yeah, you mentioned foot off the pedal or foot on the pedal or the gas down. Those were some gutsy plays, but boy, they worked out well. Their passes weren't dangerous. They were, and they've done he hasn't forced it.
They weren't risky over the middle.
Nope.
Late over the middle.
The worst part would be if they would have just dropped it, which would have maybe stopped the clock, but you weren't going to give the ball back to Muskingum on an interception. So a nice job.
He's not thrown into double coverage.
And there's Chase Rose. You almost forget which team's ahead, which team's behind him.
Another late hit.
So again, frustrations from Muskingum right now. Everyone's trying to, and in a way, they're probably trying to jar the ball loose. They want to make the big play. You want to get the ball back for your offense, but it just, and the key word here is, with all this concern with safety, which I agree with, the word hitting. When in football, I thought it was tackling. Why don't they require guys to tackle versus hit? I don't see what some of these guys have in mind when they go up to not only hurt themselves, but to just hit someone. I know you're trying to jar the ball loose, but.
We have targeting number 5 of the defense, blow to the head via the crown of the helmet, and players disqualified.
That player is disqualified for targeting to the head.
A little bit different than some of the other calls we've seen. We'll take a look at here, and I'm not blaming him. He's trying to make a play, but just flat out force him to tackle instead of going at it with your own body. I mean, that's just not smart.
No.
And that's not how you're taught to tackle.
But you mentioned hitting versus tackling. I think that's passed down because you see so many highlights now.
Yep.
You don't see a highlight for a good tackle.
Nope.
It's always the hardest hit.
Is it James Harrison, the guy from the Steelers who would always be penalized? He said he can't control your body. In my mind, you're a professional. Figure it out.
Right.
I mean, they want to go and hit people. I mean, tackle is, I think, what needs to be addressed. And you have guys not breaking their necks or, having concussions when they're 50 or when they're, during their playing days and suffering from it later on. So there's our thoughts, right, Ron, on that whole deal for what we know?
That's it. Take those and
it's solved.
With $1.50, you can get a cup of coffee someplace maybe.
Yeah.
Illegal substitution on the defense, another penalty on the Muskies. So it's kind of coming unraveled here.
So the Polar Bears in command as we approach the final 5 minutes, and they will come back here next week for their third home game in a row against Wilmington. So the Polar Bears, what's nice is you get 3 home games right away. What's the flip side of that is eventually in the schedule you have to go on the road, and they will have a couple road games back to back.
12 men, there was 11.
Now they waived that penalty off.
So wipe that penalty off as, we're hearing some communication, if you will, from next door, some frustrations. And nonetheless, the penalty waived off. It remains first down as the Polar Bears. Here we go. McFadden again, time. Open receiver high, all incomplete. So again, Polar Bears going to the air. And I mentioned Wilmington, next opponent for the Polar Bears, is a good start here as the Polar Bears have played very well in their non-conference schedule here at home. But today, not a non-conference game, but taking care of business on the road. You always like to win your home games, especially your league games. And they have done just that. And again, a very kind of unfavorable conditions weather-wise. And Martz nowhere to go, and he has stopped at the line of scrimmage. And we mentioned last year with A.J. Marks and being the running back, kind of the feature back. The running back for the Polar Bears last year, Christian Williams, hurt this season, ACL injury or leg injury, out for this season.
All-American last year.
And a couple fine seasons already under his belt. We're basically understanding that he will come back next year as a junior and basically have 2 more years of football. But those are big shoes to fill when you lose a running back such like Williams.
Yeah, A.J. Marks right now, 8 carries for 76 yards. That's 9.5 yards a carry. And Brock Martin, 12 carries for 44 yards.
So a little bit of everyone getting in the action today. There's a timeout on the field.
3:58. We have a timeout, Ohio Northern.
And Ohio Northern will take a timeout. So we'll take one as well. You're watching OAC football here on NKTelco Sports.
Trust us. NKTelco, a small-town company with a big focus on customer service. We build business the old-fashioned way.
Trust us to be your internet provider.
Trust us to help you find the right cable package for your viewing needs.
Trust us to answer your questions any time of the day.
Trust NKTelco to be on call. Deliver and make sure your service is tailored to meet your needs.
We serve commercial and residential customers to meet their communication needs. Trust us at NKTelco.
35-14 your score here. And again, kind of trying to finish this one out here in the rain. The Polar Bears in control. I want to go through a couple more of our sponsors, and they include Whatever Cards and Games, where there's fun for everyone. NKTelco, also Western Sizzlin Steakhouse, home of the Flame Kiss Steak, and also Viva Maria Italian Restaurant, authentic Italian food. Don't forget the canolas, and also remember they have catering available, so contact them for any of your needs. They have a good menu of Italian food and also non-Italian food, including gluten-free choices, selections. And there's a deflected pass, one of the few times we've seen kind of, if you will, McFadden force one in there.
Another flag thrown by the line judge. Looks like it's going to be on the Polar Bears.
Personal foul, number 23, hands to the face.
Oh, I had that wrong.
The distance to the goal, automatic
Personal
first down.
foul on Muskingum,
I
hands
saw
to the face.
Gunterman come off the field, 66 for the Polar Bears, and I don't know if he was the one that maybe got hands. He had his helmet off, so I don't know if he was the one that maybe got the defender got his hands in his face mask, because he came off 75. Grant Nazolia went in for him, so that could have been part of the penalty. Anytime I guess you get a face mask is kind of what it is. And Gunterman came off with his helmet off. I kind of assume that's what happened. And a 5-yard rushing touchdown score for A.J. Marks, and the Polar Bears continue to pour it on offensively. Drive that was marred by kind of a non-fluid drive run, as we'll watch the replay here. A lot of penalties and kind of
personal fouls.
Yeah, it's personal foul stuff you never want to see. And the Polar Bears get a touchdown. So well manicured drive by the Polar Bears, and the extra point by 97, Chase Watson. And it is good. He remains perfect. So he has 6 extra points as well with 3:49 left. We'll come back with more Ohio Northern football here on NKTelco Sports. .349 left. The Polar Bears, again, they score on a drive run. It was really kind of uncomfortable. It was like they really did nothing wrong, but a lot of penalties on the opposition when you deal with personal fouls and targeting. Just a lot of stuff.
Maybe an act of frustration, maybe. I don't know. They've been out playing out there in the rain 4 quarters of football almost.
And you're getting beat.
Yep.
And, yeah, hard telling here, but Polar Bears will kick off as their special teams done a nice job today keeping Muskingum at bay, and that's going to be another job well done, and a host of Polar Bears there. And how many times have we seen the kickoff inside the 20? And anymore, teams are kicking it out of the end zone. I'm not saying that's what's going to happen all the time, but anytime you get the ball inside the 20, that is a win, I think, and a fine job at the special teams unit.
That last drive by the Polar Bears, 11 plays, 77 yards, 4 minutes and 41 seconds. So that was really a drive there to cap everything off. It's 42-14.
This game today is being brought to you by Stites Grocery and Catering. Contact them for the best prices around. Again, thank you to Stites Grocery and Catering for sponsoring or bringing you this game today. Again, these fine sponsors that we've listed, and as you see on commercials and such, allow us to bring you this. And today it's Ohio Athletic Conference football, and the Polar Bears have dominated today's game. And you mentioned the OAC, Ron. This is the 125th season Ohio Northern has played in the OAC, so a very old or elderly or
long historic
longevity. Yeah. That's a long time, 125 years in the same conference. The OAC, one of the most established or long-standing conferences around, and this is their 125th season, and they have a winning percentage of just under 52% over that span. And as of recently, the Polar Bears have been doing very well. Just in general, they received 13 votes in the voting this week in Division D3 football, and that marks now the 15th season or 15th time in the last 17 seasons that Ohio Northern has been mentioned in there. So, they're getting some recognition, and how you get recognition is you win games, and they've been doing that as of late. And obviously, they have some other foes or OAC opponents in Mount Union, who's number 1, as it seems like they're number 1 every year. And there's also John Carroll at number 25. And then Baldwin Wallace also receiving some votes. So, counting Ohio Northern, that's 4 OAC schools receiving votes in the D3 poll or ranking. So,
and unlike a lot of things that are 125 years old, the OAC is still going strong.
Yeah. Yep. It's like I said, been around a long time, and they must be doing something right.
Yep.
Punt goes out of bounds with 1:41 left. As I said, Ohio Northern will go to 2-0 on the season, 1-0 in the OAC conference, and they will come back here to Ohio Northern for a 1:30 kickoff next Saturday versus Wilmington. And Wilmington also won their opener last week, and Obviously, they have not, they're playing later today or as we speak. They defeated Earlham out of Indiana 49-7. So they've already got one win under their belt. Depending on what they do today in their OAC game, they will travel to Ohio Northern next week to face their Polar Bears, and then for the third home game in a row, Muskingum, on the other hand, will go to a home game, their first of the year, after they opened up in Pennsylvania last week at Waynesburg. They're here today. They will play Marietta at home in Muskingum next week for the Muskies.
So now it's just a matter of keeping the ball on the ground, maybe even taking the victory formation. I think we're going to see, yep, that's what we're going to see right now.
Those are always the best drills to practice, to do at practice, is the victory formation. And if you will, they've done enough damage on offense. No need to do much more, and both teams have conceded it. So it'll be a formality now. As
one more snap.
Ron has verified there'll be one more snap of the football. So the Polar Bears survived. And I think what was key, Ron, one of the things you mentioned a few times is both teams really, the turnovers, there were none.
Right. It's unbelievable.
So now, did have some penalties, which that's more mental sometimes, but the physical part of the game played pretty cleanly today as the teams will meet and greet at the midfield stripe, and a job well done for Coach Dean Paul, his Polar Bears. Open up the season 2-0 with a convincing 42-14 win over Muskingum. We will take a break. When we come back, we will wrap things up here from Ada, Ohio, here on NKTelco Sports.
Grocery as a discount grocery store for over 30 years. You know us for our great variety of food at very reasonable prices and our high-quality meat department where you can get our deli and meats at low prices. But did you know we've been catering for over 10 years? We specialize in wedding receptions and other events. We can customize your party with a variety of options. Stites Grocery and Catering in Lima. Stop in, call us, or check out our Facebook page for our daily deals.
At That Place for Pets, we offer classes for puppies to seniors, puppy kindergarten, family dog, advanced or top dog, and agility classes. If you're looking for a place for your dog to play, we offer doggy daycare. Let them play in a monitored, temperature-controlled area. Doggy daycare is available Monday through Friday, 6:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Screening is required. At That Place for Pets, our groomers are ready to help your pet look their best. Call today for your appointment. That Place for Pets, for playing, training, and grooming, where every dog can be a top dog.
Whatever Cards and Games in Ada is your locally owned, family-friendly business for all your gaming needs. We carry a wide range of collectible card games, board games, family games, role-playing games, educational games for all ages, and more. Stop in today for your much-needed expansion packs and war miniatures. We are an official tournament store for Yu-Gi-Oh!, Magic the Gathering, and Cardfight Vanguard. Expect an enjoyable time at Whatever Cards and Games, where there's fun for everyone.
In business since 1986, Klein's Auto Parts and Repair Center has been the go-to place for auto repairs. Our store is well stocked with the best Napa parts. Our Napa Auto Repair Center is a full-service garage located right next door. Check out these specials. With locations in Ada and Kenton, you are never far from quality auto parts.
Nareda Lanes in Ada offers men's league bowls on Mondays and Wednesday evenings, women's league bowls on Thursday evenings, couples bowls on Friday evenings, kids bowl on Saturday mornings from December through March, Scotch mixed double bowls on the last Saturday of every month, open bowling on Saturday evening, Saturday afternoon reserve the bowling alley for children's birthday parties, and on Sunday, lanes are available to reserve for birthdays of any age as well as for group events. Check out RayLanes.com for more info.
Trust us. NKTelco, a small town company with a big focus on customer service. We build business the old-fashioned way.
Trust us to be your internet provider.
Trust us to help you find the right cable package for your viewing needs.
Trust us to answer your questions any time of the day.
Trust NKTelco to be on call. Deliver and make sure your service is tailored to meet your needs.
We serve commercial and residential customers to meet their communication needs. Trust us at NKTelco. Trust us!
Welcome back to Ohio Northern, where the Polar Bears have dominated the Muskies 42-14 with their game stats. Here's Ron Cruzy.
First downs, Muskingum 22. The Polar Bears had 25 rushing yards, 223 for Muskingum, 236 for Ohio Northern. Passing yards, 199 for the Fighting Muskies, 223 for the Polar Bears. Total yards, 422 for Muskingum. Ohio Northern, 459. Penalty-wise, 11 penalties for Muskingum, 114 yards. For Ohio Northern, 4 penalties for 40 yards. Passing-wise, Brody Hahn for Muskingum, 14 of 33, 199 yards, 1 TD. For Ohio Northern, Anthony McFadden, 18 of 28, 223 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
You look at these stats here, Ron. Ohio Northern did give up 422 yards of offense. But one of the stats we didn't talk about, on here, but we talk about off air, is they were 0 for 2 in fourth down conversions, which both those were inside the red zone. Plus, they missed a field goal attempt early on. So there's 3 trips in the red zone where they came away with no points.
Right, they were 1 of 4 in the red zone. Ohio Northern, 5 of 5.
Yeah, 5 of 5, and then the other 6th touchdown they got was a long strike. So Ohio Northern took care of business. Their defense played well enough, gave up some yards, but inside that red zone they tightened up and really made it difficult for Muskingum. And you also mentioned the penalties, the 11 penalties against Muskingum. Big time plays were wiped out. They committed some penalties late in the game where that becomes mental. So Ohio Northern withstood that, played a pretty good game. No turnovers by either team, so congratulations for that. Ohio Northern basically dominates from kickoff, and once they got rolling, they dominated the game, Ron, and never looked back, and did not give Muskingum a chance to kind of stay in the ball game or get back into it.
Yeah, overall, a very good ball game by Ohio Northern this afternoon.
Yeah, so well done for Coach Dean Paul and his squad. They moved to 2-0. They'll be back here at Ohio Northern next week, as I said earlier, at 1:30 to face Wilmington, and a chance to play a Quaker team that in the past they've had their issues. They've lost and won some, so not a team they have a chance to win. And boy, what a good start that'd be to go 3-0 to start the season.
Definitely.
That will wrap things up here from Ada, Ohio. I'd like to thank our crew. Our production staff included our director, Scott Robinson, his assistant, Bryce Hamrick, our camera people this afternoon, Tyler Wolf, Kurt Kufter, and Ryan Gossard. Thank you guys for withstanding the environments today and the rain. And from my partner this afternoon, Ron Cruzy, I'm Jeff Henchen. We hope that you enjoyed this telecast. Once again, your final score, Ohio Northern 42, Muskingum 14. Thanks for watching.